bomb. Nuclear button. The means not likely an actual button of quickly and easily launching nuclear warheads. Nuclear buttons. Plural of nuclear button. Nuclear cataract. A cataract that affects just the dense inner part of the lens. Nuclear cataracts. Plural of nuclear cataract. Nuclear charge. The electric charge of a nucleus of an atom equal to the number of protons in the nucleus times the elementary charge. Nuclear charges. Plural of nuclear charge. Nuclear chemistry. The application of chemical techniques to the solution of problems in nuclear physics, including the discovery of naturally occurring and synthetic radioactive elements and the results of nuclear fission. Nuclear code. A go code. Nuclear codes. Plural of nuclear code. Nuclear data. Compilation of experimental and evaluated data describing nuclear properties. Nuclear decay. Radioactive decay. Nuclear democracy. The idea that there is no real distinction between composite and elementary particles. Nuclear deterrence. The discouraging of nuclear attack through the threat of nuclear retaliation. Nuclear deterrent. The arsenal of nuclear weapons of a nation viewed as a deterrent to an enemy from attacking. Nuclear deterrence. Plural of nuclear deterrent. Nuclear disintegration. Radioactive decay. Nuclear energy. The energy released by a nuclear reaction, either through nuclear fission or nuclear fusion. Nuclear envelope. Nuclear membrane. Nuclear envelopes. Plural of nuclear envelope. Nuclear explosion. The explosion of a nuclear bomb. Nuclear explosions. Plural of nuclear explosion. Nuclear fallout. Residual radioactive material in the upper atmosphere which settles down to Earth over a protracted period, typically ash which has been propelled upwards by a nuclear explosion or disaster, sometimes mixed with rain or snow. Nuclear fallouts. Plural of nuclear fallout. Nuclear families. Plural of nuclear family. Nuclear family. A family unit consisting of two parents, traditionally a mother and a father and their children. Nuclear famine. Famine resulting from the harmful effects of nuclear war on agriculture. Nuclear famines. Plural of nuclear famine. Nuclear fission. A nuclear reaction in which a large nucleus splits into smaller ones, sometimes accompanied by the simultaneous release of energy. Nuclear fissions. Plural of nuclear fission. Nuclear force. The strong interaction that binds quarks and gluons together to form nucleons. The color force. Nuclear forces. Plural of nuclear force. Nuclear forensics. The scientific techniques used to investigate nuclear accidents and other incidents. Nuclear fratricide. The damage or destruction of nuclear warheads from other nuclear warheads. Nuclear fuel. A radioactive material such as uranium used to power a nuclear reactor. Nuclear fuels. Plural of nuclear fuel. Nuclear fusion of the nuclei of atoms to form the nuclei of larger ones with a resulting release of large quantities of energy. The process that makes the sun shine and hydrogen bombs explode. Nuclear fusions. Plural of nuclear fusion. Nuclear halo. A bunch of protons and slash or neutrons orbiting a nucleus, giving the nucleus a bigger radius than it should have. Such a nucleus is called a halo nucleus. Nuclear halos. Plural of nuclear halo. Nuclear halos. Plural of nuclear halo. Nuclear hydrogen detection meter, a device that contains a radioactive source to emit high-velocity neutrons into a roof system. Reflecting neutrons are measured by a gauge that is used to detect hydrogen. The quantity of hydrogen detected may be linked to the pressure of water. Nuclear hydrogen detection meters, plural of nuclear hydrogen detection meter. Nuclear isomer, any of two or more atomic nuclei with the same mass number and atomic number but with different radioactive properties. Nuclear isomers, plural of nuclear isomer. Nuclear magnetic pulse, an electromagnetic pulse caused by a nuclear explosion. Nuclear magnetic pulses, plural of nuclear magnetic pulse. Nuclear magnetic resonance, the absorption of electromagnetic radiation radio waves at a specific frequency by an atomic nucleus placed in a strong magnetic field, used in spectroscopy and in magnetic resonance imaging. Nuclear magneton, the unit of magnetic moment used to describe nucleons such as the proton. Nuclear magnetons, plural of nuclear magneton. Nuclear matrices, plural of nuclear matrix. Nuclear matrix, a framework of fibers extending throughout the nucleus of a cell. Nuclear medicine, the branch of medicine that uses radioactive isotopes in the diagnosis and treatment of disease. Nuclear meltdown, a severe nuclear reactor accident that results in core damage from overheating. Nuclear meltdown, plural of nuclear meltdown. Nuclear membrane, a double lipid bilayer that surrounds the nucleus in eukaryotic cells. It contains the genetic material DNA. Nuclear membranes, plural of nuclear membrane. Nuclear option, in resolving a problem, the possible course of action that is considered the most extreme because of its collateral consequences. Nuclear options, plural of nuclear option. Nuclear Overhauser effect, the transfer of nuclear spin polarization from one nuclear spin population to another via cross-relaxation. Nuclear Overhauser effects, plural of nuclear Overhauser effect. Nuclear pasta, a type of degenerate matter found within the crusts of neutron stars, where the competition between nuclear attraction and Coulomb repulsion forces of similar magnitude allows for the formation of a variety of complex structures assembled from neutrons and protons. Nuclear physicist, a scientist of nuclear physics. Nuclear physicists, plural of nuclear physicists. Nuclear physics, the branch of physics that studies the nucleus of the atom, its internal structure and components. Nuclear pile, synonym of atomic pile. Nuclear piles, plural of nuclear pile. Nuclear plasma, a plasma undergoing nuclear fusion. Nuclear plasmas, plural of nuclear plasma. Nuclear orbs neutrons very well, hence sabotaging a nuclear chain reaction. Nuclear poisons, plural of nuclear poison. Nuclear pore complex, a proteinaceous assembly that selectively transports cargoes across the nuclear envelope. Nuclear pore complexes, plural of nuclear pore complex. Nuclear power, power, especially electrical power, obtained using nuclear fission or nuclear fusion. Nuclear power plant, a power plant that obtains its primary energy from the heat generated in nuclear reactions. Nuclear power plants, plural of nuclear power plant. Nuclear power station, a power station that obtains its primary energy from the heat generated in nuclear reactions. Nuclear power stations, plural of nuclear power station. Nuclear powers, plural of nuclear power. Nuclear quadrupole resonance, a technique related to nuclear magnetic resonance that allows detection of transitions of atomic nuclei in the absence of a magnetic field. Nuclear radiation. Radiation produced by atomic nucleus. Nuclear radiations. Plural of nuclear radiation. Nuclear reaction. A process such as the fission of an atomic nucleus or the fusion of one or more atomic nuclei and / or subatomic particles in which the number of protons and / or neutrons in a nucleus changes. The reaction products may contain a different element or a different isotope of the same element. Nuclear reactions. Plural of nuclear reaction. Nuclear reactor. Any device in which a controlled chain reaction is maintained for the purpose of creating heat for power generation or for creating neutrons and other fission products for experimental, medical, or other purposes. Nuclear reactors. Plural of nuclear reactor. Nuclear response function. A relationship that describes the probability of a particle that collides with another being scattered in any particular manner. Nuclear response functions. Plural of nuclear response function. Nuclear rocket. A rocket with a nuclear reactor aboard. Nuclear rockets. Plural of nuclear rocket. Nuclear spectrum. The distribution of the intensity of particles or radiation emitted in a nuclear process as a function of energy, a unique signature of each process. Nuclear submarine. A submarine powered by a nuclear reactor. Nuclear summer. A period hypothesized to follow a nuclear winter, in which surface temperatures rise to a dangerous degree because of the release of carbon dioxide and methane from decayed organic matter. Nuclear summers. Plural of nuclear summer. Nuclear terrorism. Terrorism using nuclear weapons. Nuclear tests. An act of nuclear testing, such a detonation. Nuclear testing. The testing of a nuclear weapons for effectiveness, yield, and explosive capability. Nuclear tests. Plural of nuclear tests. Nuclear triad. 3 traditional components of a nuclear weapons arsenal: strategic bombers, intercontinental ballistic missiles, and submarine-launched ballistic missiles. Nuclear triads. Plural of nuclear triad. Nuclear umbrella. A guarantee by a nuclear weapons state to defend a non-nuclear allied state. Nuclear umbrellas. Plural of nuclear umbrella. Nuclear war. A war fought using nuclear fission and/or fusion weapons. Nuclear warfare. The use of nuclear weapons as weapons of war. Nuclear wars. Plural of nuclear war. Nuclear waste. The more or less radioactive waste produced by nuclear reactors and others. Nuclear wastes. Plural of nuclear waste. Nuclear weapon. A weapon that derives its energy from the nuclear reactions of either fission or fusion. Nuclear weapons. Plural of nuclear weapon. Nuclear winter. A predicted drop in global temperature following a nuclear war due to dust in the upper atmosphere reducing sunlight reaching the ground. Nuclear winters. Plural of nuclear winter. Nuclear armed. Armed with nuclear weapons. Nuclear electric rocket. A rocket with an AN engine powered by a nuclear reactor. Nuclear electric rockets. Plural of nuclear electric rocket. Nuclear free. Free of nuclear weapons and / or nuclear power stations, especially by official declaration. Nuclear free zone. An area in which the local or regional authorities have banned nuclear weapons and nuclear power stations. Nuclear-free zones. Plural of nuclear-free zone. Nuclear pulse rocket. A rocket that uses the impulse imparted by the detonation of nuclear bombs as the propulsive force to propel the spacecraft. Nuclear pulse rockets. Plural of nuclear pulse rocket. Nuclear thermal rocket. A rocket with a thermal gas exhaust engine, whereby the thermal fluid is heated by the nuclear reactor. Nuclear thermal rockets. Plural of nuclear thermal rocket. Nuclear thermoelectric rocket. Evacuate with a thermal engine, whereby the ions by electricity for the nuclear reactor, and the fluid that is the source of the ions is heated by the nuclear reactor to increase specific impulse. Nuclear thermoelectric rockets. Plural of nuclear thermoelectric rocket. Nive, any of a group of amoeba possessing thread-like pseudopodia. Nives, plural of nuclearid. Nuclearization. Alternative spelling of nuclearization. Nuclearizations. Plural of nuclearization. Nuclearize. Alternative spelling of nuclearize. Nuclearize. Simple past and past participle of nuclearize. Nuclearizes. Third person singular simple present indicative of nuclearize. Nuclearizing. Present participle and gerund of nuclearize. Nuclearism. The advocacy of nuclear weapons and nuclear technology for the maintenance of national security. Nuclearis. Supportive of nuclear technology, especially nuclear weapons. Nuclei. An aggregate of quarks when in collision with the Earth. Nuclearites. Plural of nuclearite. Nuclearities. Plural of nuclearity. Nuclearity. The number of central metal atoms in a coordination compound. Nuclearization. An act of arming with nuclear weapons. Nuclearization. Plural of nuclearization. Nuclearize. To arm with nuclear weapons. Nuclearize. Simple past and past participle of nuclearize. Nuclearizes. Third person singular simple present indicative of nuclearize. Nuclearizing. Present participle and gerund of nuclearize. Nucleoli. In a nuclear manner, related to a nucleus or to nuclear power. Nuclear. Archaic form of nuclear relating to a nucleus. Nucleus. Any of several enzymes capable of cleaving the phosphodiester bonds between the nucleotide subunits of nucleic acids. Nucleases. Plural of nuclease. Nuclei. Of pertaining to or mediated by a nuclease. Nuclei. Having a nucleus. Nucleated. Nucleated. Simple past and past participle of nucleate. Nucleates. Plural of nucleate. Nucleating. Present participle and gerund of nucleate. Nucleation. The first stage of a phase transition in a small region. Nucleations. Plural of nucleation. Nuclei. Relating to nucleation. Nucleator. A material that nucleates or that aids nucleation. Nucleators. Plural of nucleator. Nuclei. Plural of nucleator. Yes. Nuclei. Referring to the nucleus of something. Nucleic acid. Any acidic, chain-like biological macromolecule consisting of multiple repeat units of phosphoric acid, sugar, and purine and pyrimidine bases. They are involved in the preservation, replication, and expression of hereditary information in every living cell. Nucleic acid test. A technique used to detect a particular nucleic acid sequence, usually to identify a particular organism, often a virus or bacteria. Nucleic acid tests. Plural of nucleic acid test. Nucleic acids. Plural of nucleic acid. Nucleated. Equality of a nucleic. Nuclei. Alternative form of nuclei. Nucleides. Plural of nucleide. Nucleophile. Having the form of a kernel. Nuclei. Misspelling of nuclei. Nuclei. A phosphorus-rich protein found in the nucleus of a cell, later specifically nucleohistone or nucleoprotein, also any similar compound present in the cell nucleus. Nucleons, plural of nucleon. Nucleo, forming words pertaining to nuclei. Nucleocapsula, relating to or connecting the basal ganglia nuclei and the internal capsule. Nucleoalbumin, a complex of nucleic acid and albumin. Nucleoalbumins, plural of nucleoalbumin. Nucleoalbuminuria, the presence of nucleoalbumin in the urine. Nucleatis, the base of a nucleic acid, such as thymine, uracil, adenine, cytosine, and guanine. Nucleabases, plural of nucleabase. Nucleadenine, a calcium-binding protein. Nucleadenins, plural of nucleabaden. Nucleabench, belonging to the Nucleobranchiata, an obsolete order of mollusks that have the gills packed in the shell along with the heart. Such sea snails now mostly classified in the order Littorinamorpha. Nucleabench, plural of nucleabranch. Nucleacocid, the core structure of a virus consisting of nucleic acid surrounded by a coat of protein. Nucleacocids, plural of nucleacocid. Nucleocentric, centered on a nucleus. Nucleocentrosomal, relating to the nucleus and centrosome of the cell. Nucleoside, misspelling of nucleoside. Nucleocomplex, a complex of nucleic acids. Nucleocomplexes, plural of nucleocomplex. Nucleoconch, the embryonic shell of a foraminifera, especially the protoconch and deuteroconch of a megalospheric form. Nucleoconches, plural of nucleoconch. Nucleoconchs, plural of nucleoconch. Nucleocortical, relating to the nuclei and cortex of the cerebellum. Nucleac is macronological, of or pertaining to nucleocosmochronology. Nucleocosmochronology, a technique for estimating the age of astronomical objects by measuring the relative abundances of isotopes. Nucleocounter, a device that counts nucleated cells. Nucleocounters, plural of nucleocounter. Nucleocracy, the technocrats and technocratic structures involved in the production of nuclear energy. Nucleocrat, an expert in nuclear energy. Nucleocrats, plural of nucleocrat. Nucleocuvette, a cuvette used in nucleofusion. Nucleocuvets, plural of nucleocuvette. Nucleocitoplasm, the nucleus and cytoplasm of a cell considered as a whole. Nucleocitoplasma, relating to nucleocitoplasm. Nucleocitoplasmically, in a nucleocitoplasmic manner. Nucleocitoplasms, plural of nucleocitoplasm. Nucleocitoskeledal, relating to or connecting the nucleus and cytoskeleton of the cell. Nucleocitosole, relating to the cytosol and the nucleus. Nucleopolymerase. Synonym of nuclease. Nucleopolymerases. Plural of nucleopolymerase. Nucleofactor. Misspelling of nucleofactor. Nucleofact. To cause or to undergo nucleofusion. Nucleofactic. Transfected via nucleofusion. Nucleofacting. Transfecting using nucleofusion. Nucleofusion. A technique for the transfection of nucleic acids into cells. Nucleofusions. Plural of nucleofusion. Nucleofactor. The device used in nucleofusion. Nucleofunctors. Plural of nucleofactor. Nucleofilament. A filamentous form of a chromosome made from nucleose. Nucleofilaments. Plural of nucleofilament. Nucleofractase. Damage to the nucleus of the eye during surgery. Nucleofracture. The division of the nucleus prior to phacoemulsification. Nucleofugal, of or pertaining to a nucleofuge. Nucleofugalities. Plural of nucleofugality. Nucleofugality. The condition of the nucleofugal. Nucleofuge. A leaving group that takes away a bonding electron pair with it. Nucleofuges. Plural of nucleofuge. Nucleofuge. Of or pertaining to a nucleofuge. Nucleogenesis. The formation of nucleosynthesis. Nucleogenetic. Relating to nucleogenesis. Nucleogenic. Produced by a natural terrestrial nuclear reaction. Nucleohistone. A complex of histone and nucleic acid. Nucleohistones. Plural of nucleohistone. Nuclear alpha. Nuclear hyaloplasm. Nuclei. The irregular shaped region prokaryote cell where the genetic material is localized. Nucleoidal. Relating to or composed of nucleoids. Nucleoids. Plural of nucleoid. Nucleokinesis. The saltatory forward movement of the nucleus within a cell. Nucleokinetic. Relating to nucleokinesis. Nucleolar. Of or pertaining to the nucleolus. Nucleolate. Having a nucleolus. Nucleolate. Having a nucleol second inner nucleus. Nucleo. Alternative form of nucleolus. Nucleols. Plural of nucleols. Nucleole. Plural of nucleolus. Nucleole. Relating to a nucleolus. Nucleoliform. Resembling a nucleolus. Nucleole. A eukaryotic nucleolar phosphoprotein that is involved in the synthesis and maturation of ribosomes. Nucleolins. Plural of nucleolin. Nucleolipid. A complex of lipid and nucleic acid. Nucleolipids. Plural of nucleolipid. Nucleocytoplasmic. Both nucleolar and cytoplasmic. Nucleoli. Resembling a nucleolus. Nucleolus. A conspicuous, rounded body within the nucleus of a cell. Nucleolysin. A nucleolytic enzyme. Nucleolysins. Plural of nucleolysin. Nucleolysis. The destruction of a nucleus. Nucleolytic. Cutting the nucleotide link in DNA or RNA. Nucleolytically. By means of nucleolysis. Nucleon, a genome of a cell nucleus. Nucleomoe, enlargement of a nucleus. Nucleons, plural of nucleome. Nucleomtalation. Nucleophilic metallation. Nucleomtalations. Plural of nucleomtalation. Nucleometophobia. Fear of nuclear radiation, now especially atomic bombs. Nucleometophobia. Misspelling of nucleometophobia, fear of nuclear weapons. Nucleomodulin. Any of a particular class of bacterial modulin. Nucleomodulins. Plural of nucleomodulin. Nucleomorph. A small vestigial eukaryotic nucleus found between the inner and outer pairs of membranes in certain plastids. Nucleomorphs. Plural of nucleomorph. Nucleon. A proton ud or a neutron ud. Nucleon number. Synonym of mass number. Nucleon numbers. Plural of nucleon number.
Here we go.
Nucleon. Dated spelling of nucleon. Nucleons. Plural of nuclea. Of, pertaining to, or composed of nucleons. Nucleonics. The study of nucleons, atomic nuclei. Nucleons. Plural of nucleon. Nucleophile, directed toward a nucleus. Nucleophagy, a form of autophagy in which parts or all of the cell nucleus is removed. Nucleophile, a compound or functional group that is attractive to centers of positive charge and donates electrons, especially donating an electron pair to an electrophile to form a bond. Nucleophiles, plural of nucleophile. Nucleophilic, of or relating to a nucleophile. Nucleophilic substitution. In aliphatic organic chemistry, a form of substitution reaction in which the leaving functional group is replaced with a nucleophile. Nucleophilic substitutions. Plural of nucleophilic substitution. Nucleophilically, in a nucleophilic manner. Nucleophilicities. Plural of nucleophilicity. Nucleophilicity, the condition of being nucleophilic. Nucleophismin, a protein associated with nucleoli. Nucleophismins, plural of nucleophismin. Nucleophosphatases, synonym of nucleotidases. Nucleophosphatases, plural of nucleophosphatase. Nucleophosphoprotein, any complex of a nucleic acid and a phosphoprotein. Nucleophosphoproteins, plural of nucleophosphoprotein. Nucleophilicity, misspelling of nucleophilicity. Nucleoplasm, the protoplasm of a cell nucleus. Nucleoplasmatic, relating to or composed of nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasmic, of or pertaining to nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasmically, by means of or with respect to nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasmin, a chaperone protein that functions in the building of nucleosomes. Nucleoplasmins, plural of nucleoplasmin. Nucleoplasms, plural of nucleoplasm. Nucleoplastic, relating to nucleoplasties. Nucleoplasties, plural of nucleoplasty. Nucleoplasty, repair of vertebral disc by means of radio frequency radiation. Nucleoplasmorphe, relating to nucleoplasmorphisms. Nucleopolymorphism. A nuclear pleomorphism. Nucleopolymorphisms. Plural of nucleopolymorphism. Nucleopolydrovirus. A baculovirus that infects moths and butterflies. Nucleopolydrosis. Nuclear polyhedrosis. Nucleopolydroviro. Relating to nucleopolydroviruses. Nucleopolydrovirus. Any of the viruses formerly in the genus Nucleopolydrovirus, now in genera alpha baculovirus, gamma baculovirus, and delta baculovirus family Baculoviridae that forms the host, usually one of the Lepidoptera. Nucleopolydroviruses. Plural of nucleopolydrovirus. Nucleoperate. To subject to nucleoperation. Nucleoperating. Simple past and past participle of nucleoperate. Nucleoperation. Electroporation of nuclei. Nucleoperator. A device used in nucleoperation. Nucleoperators. Plural of nucleoperator. Nucleophore. A nuclear pore. Nucleophores. Plural of nucleopore. Nucleophore. Any of a family of porins that facilitates transport through nuclear pores in the nuclear envelope of cells. Nucleoporins. Plural of nucleoporin. Nucleoprotic. Relating to or composed of nucleoprotein. 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 Nucleoprotids. Plural of nucleoprotein. Relating to or composed of nucleoprotein. 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 Nucleoprotids. Plural of nucleoprotein. Nucleoprotein. Any complex of a nucleic acid and a protein. Nucleoproteinaceous. Relating to a nucleoprotein. Nucleoproteins. Plural of nucleoprotein. Nucleotixin. A thioredoxin that is involved in cell growth and differentiation. Nucleorhabdovirus. Any virus of the genus Nucleorhabdovirus. Nucleorhabdoviruses. Plural of nucleorhabdovirus. Nucleoriboprotein. A riboprotein in the nucleus of a cell. Nucleoriboproteins. Plural of nucleoriboprotein. Nucleoribosomal. Relating to nuclear ribosomes. Nucleosidase. Any enzyme that catalyzes the hydrolysis of a nucleoside, separating the base and the sugar. Nucleosidases. Plural of nucleosidase. Nucleosidation. The action with or conversion to a nucleoside. Nucleosidations. Plural of nucleosidation. Nucleoside. An organic molecule in which a nitrogenous heterocyclic base or nucleobase, which can be either a double-winged purine or a single-winged pyrimidine, is covalently attached to a 5-carbon pentose sugar deoxyribose in DNA or ribose in RNA. When the phosphate group is covalently attached to the pentose sugar, it forms a nucleotide. Nucleosides. Plural of nucleoside. Nucleosidic. Relating to a nucleoside. Nucleoskeletal. Of or pertaining to a nucleoskeleton. Nucleoskeleton. The framework of the cell nucleus, supporting DNA replication, transcription, chromatin remodeling, signaling, and mRNA synthesis, processing, and transport. Nucleoskeletons. Plural of nucleoskeleton. Nucleosol. The colloidal suspension of materials within a cell's nucleus. Nucleosole. Relating to or composed of a nucleosol. Nucleosols. plural of nucleosome. Nucleosome, or pertaining to a nucleosome. Nucleosome, any of the subunits that repeat in chromatin, a coil of DNA surrounding a core of 8 histones. Nucleosomes, plural of nucleosome. Nucleosome, synonym of nucleosome. Nucleosome, a protein that regulates the cell cycle and affects cell differentiation. Nucleosome, any univalent radical derived from a nucleoside. Nucleosols, plural of nucleosol. Nucleosyntheses, plural of nucleosynthesis. Nucleosynthesis, any of several processes that lead to the synthesis of heavier atomic nuclei. Nucleosynthetic, of or pertaining to nucleosynthesis. Nucleosynthetically, by means of or in terms of nucleosynthesis. Nucleatic, misspelling of nucleotidic. Nucleotidase, any enzyme that catalyzes the hydrolysis of a nucleotide to nucleoside and phosphate. Nucleotidase, plural of nucleotidase. Nucleotide, the monomer constituting DNA or RNA biopolymer molecules. Each nucleotide consists of a nitrogenous heterocyclic base or nucleobase, which can be either a double-wing purine or a single-wing pyrimidine, a 5-carbon pentose sugar deoxyribose in DNA or ribose in RNA, and a phosphate group. Nucleotides, plural of nucleotide. Nucleotidic, of or pertaining to a nucleotide. Nucleotide, the univalent radical derived from a nucleotide. Nucleotidylation, the action with nucleotidyl radical or nucleotidase. Nucleotidylations, plural of nucleotidylation. Nucleotidyltransferase, a specialized DNA polymerase expressed in immature, pre-B, pre-T lymphoid cells and acute lymphoblastic leukemia/lymphoma cells, which adds N nucleotides to the V, D, and J exons during antibody gene recombination. Nucleotidyltransferases, plural of nucleotidyltransferase. Nucleotidyls, plural of nucleotidyl. Nucleotidyltransferase, any enzyme that transfers nucleotide residues. Nucleotidyltransferases, plural of nucleotidyltransferase. Nucleotomies, plural of nucleotomy. Nucleotomy, the relief of intervertebral disc herniation by decompression of its nucleus. Nucleotransection, synonym of nucleofusion. Nucleotransections, plural of nucleotransection. Nucleopathy, that migrates towards the nucleus of a cell. Nucleotropism, the condition of being nucleotrophic. Nuclei, any of a group of organisms that have the same nucleotypic properties. Nucleates, plural of nucleae. Nucleae, describing any effect due solely to the size of an organism's nuclear genome. Nucleus, the core, central part of something, around which other elements are assembled. Nucleus accumbens, a dopaminergic nucleus found near the most anterior portion of the caudate nucleus. Nucleus ambiguus, a group of large motor neurons situated deep in the medullary reticular formation. It contains the cell bodies of nerves that innervate the muscles of the soft palate, pharynx, and larynx. Nucleus globosus, a mass of gray matter between the fasciculum and the embolus in the cerebellum. Nucleus pulposus, the gel-like center of an intervertebral disc. Nucleus ruber, synonym of red nucleus. Nucleus, plural of nucleus. Nucleus-like, resembling or characteristic of a nucleus. Nuclei, an atomic nucleus specified by its atomic number and atomic mass. Nuclides, plural of nuclei. Nucleic, of or pertaining to nuclides. Nurs, plural of Nuxar, a commune of Argeș County, Romania. Nuxar, a village and commune of Argeș County, Romania. Nuculane, synonym of nuculanium. Nuculans, plural of nuculane. Nuculanium, plural of nuculanium. Nuculanin, any clam in the family Nuculanidae. Nuculanins, plural of nuculanin. Nuculanium, a drupaceous or baccate fruit containing more than one stone or seed. Nuclear, pronunciation spelling of nuclear. Nucule, a section of a compound fruit, a nut. A small nut. Nucules, plural of nucule. Nuculid, any member of the family Nuculidae of nut clams. Nuculids, plural of nuculid. Nucule, resembling a nucule. Nucumentaceous, alternative form of nucumentaceous. Nudipacta, plural of nudum pactum. Nudation, the act of stripping or making bare or naked. Nudations, plural of nudation. Nut, a surname. Nutter, pronunciation, spelling of another. Nutty, only used in the nutty naked. Without clothing or other covering of the skin, without clothing on the genitals or female nipples. Nude beach, nudist beach. Nude beaches, plural nude beach. Nude number, a positive integer that is divisible by every one of its digits. Nude numbers, plural of nude number. Nude pact, synonym of nudipactum. Nude pacts, plural of nude pact. Nude run, a prank in which one runs through a public place wearing little or no clothing, usually to amuse others. Nude runs, plural of nude run. Nudelma, a surname. Nudelmans, plural of nudelman. Nudely, in a nude manner. Nudness, synonym of nudity. Nudnesses, plural of nudeness. Nuder, comparative form of nude. More nude. Nude, plural of nude. Nudest, superlative form of nude, most nude. Nudie, alternative form of nutty. Nuddy, a gentle push. Nudda head, to increase slightly, to experience a token increase. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, a phrase used to hint that the speaker is euphemistically referring to something else. Nudge out, to expel, knock out by a small margin. Nudge theory, the idea of using small suggestions to influence behavior and decision making. Nudge-o-wall, that which can be nudged. Nuddert, simple past and past participle of nudge. Nudged ahead, simple past and past participle of nudge ahead. Nudged out, simple past and past participle of nudge out. Nodger, one who, or that which, nudges. Nodgers, plural of nudger. Nodias, Third person singular simple present indicative of nudge. Nudges ahead. Third person singular simple present indicative of nudge ahead. Nudges out. Third person singular simple present indicative of nudge out. Nudger. Present participle and gerund of nudge. Nudging ahead. Present participle and gerund of nudge ahead. Nudging out. Present participle and gerund of nudge out. Nudgingly. With or as if with a nudge. Nudgings. Plural of nudging. Nudging. Of or related to a nudge. Nudie. A nudibranch. Nudibranch. A sea slug belonging to the order Nudibranchia. Nudibranchian. Of or relating to the nudibranchs. Nudibranchians. Plural of nudibranchian. Nudibranch. Plural of nudibranch. Nudicolin. A toxic alkaloid found in some larkspurs. Nudicolous. Having a naked stem, not leafy. Nudie. Entertainment involving naked people, especially
Invincible.
Women. Nudie run. A nude run. S streak. Nudie runs. Plural of nudie run. Nudie suit. A decorative rhinestone-covered suit of the kind made by Nudie Ko-Nudikotliarenko, 1902-1984, Ukrainian-born American tailor. Nudie suits. Plural of nudie suit. Nudie cutie. A film in which cute, mischievous young women are portrayed nude, a popular genre of the 1960s. Nudie cuties. Plural of nudie cutie. Nutty. Comparative. The form of nutty, more nutty. Nutties. Plural of nudie. Nuttist. Superlative form of nutty, most nutty. Nudification. The act of making nude or bare. Nudifications. Plural of nudification. Nudividian. One who relies on faith alone without works for salvation. Nudividians. Plural of nudividian. Nudify. Simple past and past participle of nudify. Nudifies. Third person singular simple present indicative of nudify. Nudify. To make nude or bare. Nudifying. Present participle and gerund of nudify. Nudily. In a nutty manner. Nuttiness. The state, quality, or condition of being nutty. Nudiplurin. Any marine gastropod mollusk of the clade Nudiplura. Nudiplurans. Plural of nudiplurin. Nudies. Plural of nudie. Nudish. More or less nude. Wearing very few clothes. Nudism. The belief in or practice of going nude in social, non-sexualized, and frequently mixed gender groups, specifically in cultures where going nude in the social situation is not the norm. Nudisms. Plural of nudism. Nudist. A person who practices nudism. Nudist beach. A beach where full nudity in public is permitted. Nudist beaches. Plural of nudist beach. Nudist colonies. Plural of nudist colony. Nudist colony. A locality in which a group of nudists live temporarily or permanently separated from the rest of the community. Nudists. Plural of nudists. Nuditarian. Supporting nudity, especially in artistic depictions. Nuditarianism. the support of nudity, especially in artistic depictions. Nuditarians, plural of nuditarian. Nudities, plural of nudity. Nudity, the state or quality of being without clothing on the body, specifically the quality of being without clothing on the genitals. Nudity assertion of or relating to the day before yesterday, very recent. Nudiviral, of or pertaining to a nudivirus. Nudivirus, any of several DNA viruses found in arthropods. Nudiviruses, plural of nudivirus. Not all, to walk quickly with the head bent forward. Nudnik, alternative form of nudnik. Nudinek.
Invincible.
Plural of nudnik. Nudnik, a person who is very annoying, a pest, a nag, a jerk. Nudinex, plural of nudnik. Nudo, a surname from Italian. Nudos, plural of nudo. Nudum pactum, in common law, a promise that is not legally enforceable due to lack of consideration. Nutty, relating to nudity or nudeness. Nutty ruddy, nigger. Naru, a whiner, a complainer. Nuttert, simple past and past participle of nudge. Nudus, plural of nudge. Nudger, present participle and gerund of nudge. Notice. A river in Texas which flows into the Gulf of Mexico. Nueces County, one of 254 counties in Texas, United States. County seat, Corpus Christi. Nye Ardent, a pyroclastic flow. Nye Ardents, plural of Nye Ardent. Nyes Ardents, plural of Nye Ardent. Newer, alternative form of newer. Noal, from, tending to. Nuenen, Jerwin and Nederetten, a municipality of North Brabant, Netherlands. Newer, any member of a pastoral confederation of tribes located in South Sudan and Western Ethiopia, forming one of the largest ethnic groups of East Africa. Noland, the homeland of the Newer people. Newers, plural of newer. Nustra Senora de Consolacion, a barangay of Layag, Ilocos Norte, Philippines. Nustra Senora de Soledad, a barangay of Layag, Ilocos Norte, Philippines. Nustra Senora de Visitacion, a barangay of Layag, Ilocos Norte, Philippines. Nustra Senora del Natividad, two barangays of Layag, Ilocos Norte, Philippines. Nustra Senora del Rosario, a barangay of Layag, Ilocos Norte, Philippines. Nueva Concepcion, a town in Chalatenango Department, El Salvador. Nueva Ecija, a province of central Luzon, Philippines. Capital, Palayan. Largest city, Cabanatuan. Nueva Hera, a municipality of Ilocos Norte, Philippines. Nueva Esparta, a town in La Union Department, El Salvador. Nueva Granada, a town in Usulután Department, El Salvador. Nueva Guadalupe, a town in San Miguel Department, El Salvador. Nueva Segovia, a department of Nicaragua. Nueva Sociedad, a barangay of Ormoc, Leyte, Philippines. Nueva Trinidad, a town in Chalatenango Department, El Salvador. Salvador. Nueva Trova, a movement in Cuban music that emerged around 1967/68 after the Cuban Revolution of 1959, combining traditional folk music idioms with progressive and often politicized lyrics. Nueva Valencia, a municipality of Guimaras, Philippines. Nueva Victoria, a barangay of Mexico, Pampanga, Philippines. Nueva Guida, a barangay of Emlang, Cotabato, Philippines. Nueva Vista, a barangay of Ormoc, Leyte, Philippines. Nueva Vizcaya, a province of Cagayan Valley, Luzon, Philippines. Capital, Bayambang. Nuevo, a census-designated place in Riverside County, California, United States. Nuevo Cuscatlán, a town in La Libertad Department, El Salvador. Nuevo Edén de San Juan, a town in San Miguel Department, El Salvador. Nuevo León, a state of Mexico. Nuevo Sal, the currency of Peru, simple PN, currency saying S/. Nuevo Sals, plural of Nuevo Sal. Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood of Puerto Vallarta, Nayarit, Mexico. Nuevos Sols, plural of Nuevo Sol. Nuc, initialism of Newcastle United Football Club. Nufenoxo, an anti-real drug. Na, pronunciation spelling of enough. Navi, alternative form of Nuffy. Nabel, ellipsis of Nuffield College, Oxford. Nuffieldi, an orthorhombic dipyramidal pale creamy white mineral containing bismuth, copper, lead, and sulfur. Naves, plural of Nuffy. Navin, pronunciation spelling of nothing. Nuffic, pronunciation spelling of nothing. Nadi, a person with a disability, particularly intellectual. Nut, a lump, a block. Nugacious, trivial, trifling, or of little importance. Nudacity, futility, trifling talk or behavior, drollery. Nudation, the act or practice of trifling focusing on the trivial or inconsequential. Nugations, plural of nugation. Nugatorily, in a nugatory manner. Nugatoriness, quality of being nugatype. Nugatori, trivial, trifling, or of little importance. Noted, a surname from Norman. Nerdens, plural of Nugent. Alternative spelling of Nug. Naber, an Arab sailing boat used for trading and transporting supplies. Naber, plural of Nugger. Nugvai, a dirty but mediocre earbud, especially one paired with a cheap, low quality or knockoff MP3 player. Nudbads, plural of Nudbud. Naber, an Egyptian sailing boat with a square sail that is tilted at an angle to the mast. Nudders, plural of Nugger. Nugget, a small, compact chunk or clump. Nugget of truth, a small amount of truth in a generally untrue statement. Nugget-like, resembling a nugget. Navets, plural of nugget. Nuggets of truth, plural of nugget of truth. Nuggeted, simple past and past participle of nugget. Nuggeting, present participle and gerund of nugget. Novity, alternative form of nuggety. Novity,
invincible.
full of nuggets. Navi, alternative form of noogie head rubbing prank. Novice, plural of nuggy. Navi, plural of nog. Navi, alternative form of noogie head rubbing prank. Nugifying, rendering trifling or futile, making silly. Navi, plural of nog. Yugu, unknown, unpopular. Nav, no, not, no, Nil Haka, a small settlement in northern Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. News, gossip. Initialism of natural user interface. Plural of NUI. Nuisance, a minor annoyance or inconvenience. Nuisance call, an unsolicited, annoying telephone call, such as one originating from a telemarketer, robocaller, or prankster, or one that is obscene or harassing. Nuisance caller, a person who makes nuisance calls. Nuisance callers, plural of nuisance caller. Nuisance calls, plural of nuisance candidate, a candidate for election meant to present the election process as a mockery or disrepute or to cause confusion among voters, for example, via similarity of names of candidates. Nuisance fee, a nominal fee, fine, or penalty charged to deter an action rather than to compensate for the costs of that action. Nuisance fees, plural of nuisance fee. Nuisance ground, landfill, waste heap, dump. Nuisance grounds, plural of nuisance ground. Nuisance parameter, a parameter of the distribution of a population that is not directly relevant to solving the significance test or estimate problem under consideration. Nuisance parameters, plural of nuisance parameter. Nuisance tax, a tax imposed as a percentage of the selling price of goods or services, payable by the customer and transmitted by the seller to the taxing authority, a sales tax. Nuisance taxes, plural of nuisance tax. Nuisance, free from nuisance. Nuisancer, someone who makes or causes a nuisance. Nuisancers, plural of nuisancer. Nuisancers, plural of nuisance. How's that? Harmful, of the nature of a nuisance. Nuisance, misspelling of nuisance. Nuit blanche, alternative form of nuit blanche. Nuit blanche, an all-night celebration or festival. Merit, a commune in Yon department, Bourgogne-Franche-Comté, France. NAU, initialism of National Union of Journalists. No jazz, alternative form of new jazz. Nugia, a kind of half-disciplined infantry soldier under some of the native governments, also at one time a kind of militia under the British, receiving this honorary title as being gentlemen volunteers. Nujibs, plural of Nujir. Nujai, a Lisu autonomous prefecture in Yunnan, China. Nujab, alternative form of Nujib. Nujabs, plural of Nujib. The sound of a pacifier being suckled on. Nukabal, able or suitable to be nuked. Nokasen, any of a dupe of bacteria static led to be others produced by Staphylococcus aureus. Nokasens, plural of Nukasin. Nugach, the process of nuking something in various senses. Nuka alternative form of nukuhiva. Nuka alternative form of nukuhivan. Nukahivans, plural of nukahivan. Oh, a nuclear weapon. Nuke and pay. To wipe a computer's hard disk and reinstall everything as a drastic fix for problems. Nuke families, plural of nuke family. Nuke family, a nuclear family. Nuke it from orbit to completely eliminate a dangerous or undesirable thing. Nuke it out, to overthink a problem, to apply an overcomplicated solution to a problem. Nuke plant, alternative form of nuclear power plant. Nuke plants, plural of nuke plant. Nuke the fridge. To suddenly include is strange or illogical event, often leading to radical and often disappointing changes to the narrative of the film. Nukabal, capable of or suitable for being attacked with nuclear weapons. Simple past and past participle of nuke. Nuked and paved. Simple past and past participle of nuke and paved. Nuked it out. Simple past and past participle of nuke it out. Nuked the fridge. Simple past and past participle of nuke the fridge. Novi, resembling or characteristic of a nuclear bomb. Nuker, one who nukes. Nukers, plural of nuker. Note, plural of nuke. Nukes and paves. Third person singular simple present indicative of nuke and pave. Nukes it out. Third person singular simple present indicative of nuke it out. Nukes the fridge. Third person singular simple present indicative of nuke the fridge. Nuxby, a form of misleading language used to present nuclear weapons in a positive light. Nufor, a situation where a single release is nuked or unnuked more than 4 times in total. Newport, plural of Newport. Nukaij, a Japanese visual novel genre featuring sexually explicit content for the sole purpose of masturbation or sexual gratification. Nukaijas, plural of nukaij. Nuke, present participle and gerund of nuke. Nuking and paving. Present participle and gerund of nuke and pave. Nuking it out. Present participle and gerund of nuke it out. Nuking the fridge. Present participle and gerund of nuke the fridge. Nuku Hiwa, the largest of the Marquesas Islands. Nuku Hivan, of or relating to Nuku Hiva. Nuku Hivans, plural of Nuku Hivan. Nukalofo, the capital city of Tonga. Nukiolofo, alternative spelling of Nukulofa. Nukuhiva, alternative form of Nukuhiva. Nukuhivan, alternative form of Nukuhivan. Nukuhivans, plural of Nukuhivan. Nukandamite, a trigonal hexagonal scalenohedral copper red mineral containing copper, iron, and sulfur. Ufufu, any of the birds of the genus Hemignathus. Nukifus, plural of Nukipu. Nagas, the capital city of the Autonomous Republic of Karakalpakstan within the Republic of Uzbekistan. Null point, misspelling of null points. Null points, No points as a score. 0, nothing. New lab. New labor. No. A surname. No let. A new lead. No lets. Plural of new let. Nullimotopic. Homotopic to a constant map. Nulliparous. Alternative form of nulliparous. Now, a non-existent or empty value or set of values. Null anaphora. An implied but omitted anaphora. Null anaphoras. Plural of null. Anaphora. Null and void. Invalid, cancelled, unenforceable. Null character. A control character with the value 0 and no visual representation. Null characters. Plural of null character. Null determiner. A grammatical constituent that appears with certain types of nouns, such as bare plurals and mass nouns. Null determiners. Plural of null determiner. Null device. A type of device file that discards all written data in it. Null devices. Plural of null device. Null hypotheses. Plural of null hypothesis. Null hypothesis. A hypothesis set up to be nullified or refuted in order to support an alternative hypothesis. When used, the null hypothesis is presumed true until statistical evidence in the form of a hypothesis test indicates otherwise. Therefore, the null and the alternative hypothesis must be mutually exclusive and exhaustive. Null infinities. Plural of null infinity. Null infinity. In a closed spacetime, especially for an Einstein cylinder, null infinity for a given point is the limit of convergence of the light cone most distant from the given point. That is, it is the limit of a set of points that each have a time-like separation from every point that has a space-like separation from a given point. Null matrices. Plural of null matrix. Null matrix. A zero matrix. Null matrices. Plural of null matrix. Null modem. A means of directly connecting two pieces of equipment, computer, printer, etc. using a serial cable. Null modems. Plural of null modem. Null morpheme. A morpheme that has no phonetic form, represented as the empty set symbol. Null morphemes. Plural of null morpheme. Null object. An object that is both an initial and terminal object. Null objects. Plural of null object. Null path length. The path length from a given node to its nearest descendant null node in a binary tree. Null path lengths. Plural of null path length. Null persistent. Persistent with infinite expected return time. Null pointer. A pointer that does not point to any data object. Null pointers. Plural of null pointer. Null prefix. Synonym of zero prefix. Null prefixes. Plural of null prefix. Null recurrence. The quality of a null recurrent. Null recurrent. Recurrent with infinite expected return time. Null result. A result without the expected content. A result that does not support the hypothesis. Null results. Plural of null result. Null set. A negligible set. Set of zero measure. Null set. Plural of null set. Null sign. The sign associated with empty sets. Null sign, plural of null sign. Null suffix, synonym of zero suffix. Null suffixes, plural of null suffix. Null graph, relating to, producing, or designed for a condition of zero gravity. Null graphs, plural of null graph. Null homotopic, homotopic to a constant map. Null subject language, a pro-drop language that may frequently leave out subject pronouns that are implied by verbal conjugations, such as Persian, Hebrew, and many Slavic and Romance languages. Null subject languages, plural of null subject language. Null terminated, stored in memory followed by a null character so that its length can be detected without having to be explicitly stored. Not, alternative form of nulla stream bed, ravine. Nulla bona, no goods, used to indicate that a search has found no seizable property. Nulla nulla, alternative form of nulla nulla. Nulla nullas, plural of nulla nulla. Nullipona sign liege, alternative spelling of nullipona sign liege. Nullipona sign liege, the principle that a person shall receive no punishment unless he has committed an offense as explicitly defined in a law. Nulla nulla, a war club used by Aboriginal Australians. Nulla nullas, plural of nulla nulla. Nullabilities, plural of nullability. Nullability, the state or property of being nullable. Nullable, that may be nullified, nullifiable. Nullables, plural of nullable. Nullogeni, a monoclinic mineral containing carbon, hydrogen, nickel, and oxygen. Nah, a stream bed, ravine, or other watercourse, a drain for rain or floodwater. Nulla nulla, alternative form of nulla nulla. Nulla nullas, plural of nulla nulla. Nullas, plural of nulla, used for one and plural for more than one. Null arbor, synonym of null arbor plain, Australia. Null arbor plain, an arid karst plain stretching 1,142 kilometers across South Australia and Western Australia, just north of the Great Australian Bight. Nullary, taking no entries, having trivial domain, having the eddy of zero. Nullary sum, an empty sum. Nullary sums, plural of nullary sum. Nullas, plural of nulla. Nullify, a zero-growth isocline encountered in a system of ordinary differential equations. Nullflines, plural of nullfline. Null cone, a cone of null forms. Null cones, plural of null cone. Nullectomy, plastic surgery to remove external genitalia in order to create a smooth groin appearance. A person who has undergone the surgery is a nullo. Nulla, simple null, simple past and past participle of null. Past and past participle of null. Nulled work, ornamental turn woodwork resembling beads strung on a rod. Nuller, an optical device that uses destructive interference to cancel out a strong light source, such as a star. Nuller, plural of nuller. Nullfor, a vector that has no invariance. Nullforms, plural of nullform. Naud, a chastity cage made out of latex covering the entire crotch as a featureless bulge, typically intended or fantasized to be permanently used. Nuldas, plural of nulge. Nullimotopic. Homotopic to a constant map. Nulli. No. Nullabicity. Alternative form of nullibiety. Nullibiety. The property of being nowhere, non-existence. Nullibiquitous. Not in existence anywhere. Nullibism. The belief that the soul does not exist in physical space. Nullibus. One who denies that the soul exists in physical space. Nullibists. Plural of nullibus. Nullicharismatic. Having no chiasmata. Nullifiable. Able or allowed to be nullified. Nullification. The act of nullifying, a rendering void and of no effect or no legal effect. Nullificationist, one who believes that individual states of the United States should be able to exempt themselves selectively from federal laws. Nullificationists, plural of nullificationists. Nullifications, plural of nullification. Nullificator, synonym of nullifier. Nullificators, plural of nullificator. Nullifidian, a skeptic, an atheist, or unbeliever. Nullifidians, plural of nullifidian. Nullify, simple past and past participle of nullify. Nullifier, one who, or that which nullifies. Nullifiers, plural of nullifier. Nullifies, third person singular simple present indicative of nullify. Nullifies, second person singular simple present indicative of nullify. Nullifia, third person singular simple present indicative of nullify. Nullify, to make legally invalid. Nullifying, present participle and gerund of nullify. Nullifyingly, in a manner that nullifies. Nullifyings, plural of nullifying. Nulligus, a nulligravid person. Nulligravid, never having been pregnant. Nulligravida, a female who has never been pregnant. Nulligravity, plural of nulligravida. Nulligravidus, plural of nulligravida. Nulligravidity, the condition of being nulligravid. Nulling, present participle and gerund of null. Nullings, plural of nulling. Nullic, a nulliparous woman, one who has never given birth. Nullipar, synonym of nullipara. Nullipara, a woman who has never carried a pregnancy beyond 20 weeks, one who has never given birth. It includes women who have experienced spontaneous miscarriages and induced abortions before the midpoint of pregnancy, but not women who have experienced pregnancy loss after 20 weeks. Nullipary, plural of nullipara. Nulliparas, plural of nullipara. Nulliparity, never having completed a pregnancy beyond 20 weeks. Nulliparous, that has never given birth. Nulliparousness, the condition of being nulliparous. Nullipars, plural of nullipar. Nulliplex, homozygously recessive lacking the dominant allele at a particular locus.
Here we go.
Nulliploid, describing a cell that has no chromosomes. Nulliploidy, the condition of being nulliploid. Nullipore, any of various algae which secrete calcium carbonate, such as those of the order Corallinales. Nullipores, plural of nullipore. Nulliparous, relating to the nullipores. Nullipotent. Quality of being nullipotent. Nullipotency. Nullipotence. Nullipotent. Describing an action which has no side effect. Queries are typically nullipotent. They return useful data, but do not change the data structure queried. Contrast with idempotent. Nullibs, plural of nullib. Nullish, either being undefined or having a null value. Nullisum, a nullisomic individual. Nullisums, plural of nullisum. Nullisomic, a genetic condition involving the lack of one of the normal chromosomal pairs for a species 2N2. Nullisomics, plural of nullisomic. Nullisomies, plural of nullissimi. Nullissimi, the condition of being nullisomic. Nullitrosomic, not tetrasomic. Nullities, plural of nullity. Nullity, the state of being null, or void, or invalid. Nullus filius, a child of unknown parentage, an orphan. Nullius innonis, no one's property. Nulliverse, the world regarded as having no rationality or rules. Nulliverses, plural of nulliverse. Nullizygosity, the condition of being nullizygous. Nullizygote, a nullizygous cell or organism. Nullizygotes, plural of nullizygote. Nullizygous, carrying two mutant alleles for the same gene, both alleles being complete loss of function or null alleles. Nullizygosity, misspelling of nullizygosity. Nullness, the quality of being null or empty. Nulla, a bid in which the bidder asserts that he or she will not take any tricks. Nullomer, a sequence of bases in a nucleic acid that is absent in one species, especially human, but may be present in others. Nullomers, plural of nullomer. Nulliplasty, synonym of nullectomy. Nullos, plural of nullo. Null, plural of null. Null space, the kernel of a linear map between two vector spaces or two modules. Null spaces, plural of null space. Nullstellensatz, a theorem that establishes a fundamental relationship between geometry and algebra by relating algebraic sets to ideals in polynomial rings over algebraically closed fields. Null surface, a surface whose normal at all points is a null vector. Null surfaces, plural of null surface. Nulf, a surname. Nulls, plural of nulf. Nulty, a surname from Irish. Nulties, plural of nulty. Nullus, abbreviation of number of ultraluminous X-ray sources, a count of ULX sources within a galaxy. Nullus, plural of nullus. No, initialism of National Union of Mine Workers. No, abbreviation of number. Numli, a key on a standard extended keyboard which, when pressed, toggles the keys of the numeric keypad between cursor control functions and numeric digits. Numlock, alternative spelling of numlock. Numlocks, plural of numlock. Numlocks, plural of numlock. Nunchuck, synonym of nunchaku. Nunchucks, plural of nunchuck. Num-num, tasty food. Num-nums, plural of num. No, abbreviation of numbers. No, initialism of non-uniform memory access. No, a city in Iowa. No, a local government area of Adamawa State, Nigeria. Numanta, a municipality of Aklan, Philippines. Numanoid, a fan of the English synth-pop musician Gary Newman, born 1958. Numanoids, plural of numanoid. Numantine, of our relating to the ancient Celtibean city of Numantia. Numantines, plural of Numantine. Numazu, a city in Shizuoka Prefecture, Japan. No, physically unable to feel, not having the power of sensation. Numnut, alternative form of numbness. Numb out, to make oneself numb, especially emotionally. Numb brain, stupid, mindless. Numb-handed, having hands that are numb. Numbnuts, alternative form of numbness. Numbat, a small marsupial carnivore Myrmecobius fasciatus endemic to Western Australia that eats almost exclusively termites. Numbats, plural of numbat. Nanda, alternative form of numda. Nanda, alternative form of numda. Namdas, plural of numda. Namdas, plural of namda. Now, simple past and past participle of nam. Numdat. Simple past and past participle of num out. Numness. Nummus. Number. Quantity. Number 10. Synonym of 10 Downing Street. Number 10s. Plural of number 10. Number 11. Synonym of 11 Downing Street. Number 2. Alternative spelling of number 2. Number 2 pencil. A pencil which produces a specific shade of dark gray. One can usually identify a number 2 pencil by looking for the number 2 conspicuously emblazoned on the pencil, often required for test taking and the completion of official forms. Number 2 pencils. Plural of number 2 pencil. Number 2s. Plural of number 2. Number close. To end the pickup of a woman by getting her telephone number. Number closed. Simple past and past participle of number close. Number closes. Third person singular simple present indicative of number close. Number closing. Present participle and gerund of number close. Number coding. A policy in some urban areas where vehicles with plate numbers ending in a particular number are barred from using the main streets on a particular pre-assigned day to reduce traffic. Number cruncher. An accountant or other person who deals with the calculation of numbers as a profession. Number crunchers. Plural of number cruncher. Number crunching. Alternative spelling of number crunching. Number densities. Plural of number density. Number density. The number of particles per unit volume. Number 8. A box-to-box midfielder. Number 8. Plural of number 8. Number 11. Synonym of 11 Downing Street. Number 11. The batsman who bats last, usually the worst batsman in the side. Number 11s, plural of number 11. Number field, Algebraic number field. Number fields. Plural of number field. Number 5. The batsman who bats fifth. Number 5s. Plural of number 5. Number 4. The batsman who bats fourth. Number 4s. Plural of number 4. Number game. Any of many games based upon number. Number games. A numbers game. The use of inappropriate statistics numbers to reflect a desired result, usually misleading. Number girl. Synonym of ring girl. Number girls. Plural of number distance from an origin is proportional to their value. Number lines. Plural of number line. Number needed to harm. The number of people, statistically, who must be exposed to something in order for one of them to experience an adverse effect. Number 9. The batsman who bats ninth. Number 9s. Plural of number 9. Number of the beast. The number 666, esoterically regarded as being related to the beast. Number 1. The beast. Number 1. First, foremost, best, often used after its head word. Number 1 with a bullet. Superlative, impossible to beat. Number 1. Plural of number 1. Number pad. Synonym of numeric keypad. Number pad. Synonym of numeric keypad. Number pads. Plural of number pad. Number plate. Either of a pair of rectangular metal plates bearing an alphanumeric code fixed to the front and rear of a motor car to show its identity as registered with the DEV lock. Number plates. Plural of number plate. Number ray. A number line that has one endpoint, typically at 0. Number rays. Plural of number ray. Number sentence. An equation or inequality expressed with numbers and operators, such as 3 plus 610.
Here we go.
Number sentences. Plural of number sentence. Number 7. The batsman who bats seventh. Number 7s. Plural of number 7. Number sign. The character hash used to represent the word number. Number sign. Plural of number sign. Number 6. A defensive midfielder. Number 6s. Plural of number 6. Number system. A set of numerals for representing numbers. Number systems. Plural of number system. Number 10. Synonym of 10 Downing Street. Number 10. The batsman who bats 10th. Number 10s. Plural of number 10. Number theoretician. A number theorist. Number theoreticians. Plural of number theoretician. Number theorist. A mathematician who specializes in number theory. Number theorists. Plural of number theorists. Number theory. The branch of pure mathematics concerned with the properties of integers. Number 3. The batsman who bats third. Number 3s. Plural of number 3. Number 2. White, Caucasian. Number 2s. Plural of number 2. Number. Archaic form of number. Number cruncher. Alternative spelling of number cruncher. Number crunchers. Plural of number cruncher. Alternative spelling of number cruncher.
Invincible.
Number crunching. any computing application that requires large amounts of numerical calculation. Number theoretic, relating to number theory. Number theoretic function, a real or complex valued function of n defined on the set of natural numbers that expresses some arithmetical property of n. Number theoretic functions, plural of number theoretic function. Number theoretical, of or relating to number theory. Number theoretically, by means of or in terms of number theory. Numberable, capable of being numbered or counted. Number, simple past and past participle of number. Numbered lists, a list whose items are numbered with various styles including Arabic numerals and Roman numerals. Numbered lists, plural of numbered lists. Numberedness, quality of being numbered. Numberer, someone who numbers. Numberers, plural of numberer. Numberist, second person singular simple present indicative of number. Numberer, third person singular simple present indicative of number. Numberful, many in number, numerous. Number, the property of being a number. Numbering, the action of creating or assigning such a sequence for identification. Numberings, plural of numbering. Number, characteristic of a number, number-like. Numberless, without number, having too many to count. Numberlessly, in a numberless way, uncountably, infinitely. Numberlessness, the state of being without number, uncountability. Number-like, resembling or characteristic of a number. Numberness, the quality of being a number. Numberous, obsolete form of numerous. Number plate, alternative spelling of number plate. Number plates, plural of number plate. Numbers, the book of Numbers, the fourth of the books of Moses in the Old Testament of the Bible. The fourth book in the Torah. Numbers game, a lottery in which bettors attempt to guess which numbers will later be drawn randomly. The Book of Numbers, the fourth of the books of Moses in the Old Testament of the Bible, the fourth book in the Torah. Numbers game, a lottery in which bettors attempt to guess which numbers will later be drawn randomly, especially an illicit one. Numbers games, plural of numbers game. Numbers juggling, the act of juggling a large number of props as opposed to a smaller number of props with longer and slash or more varied patterns. Numbers needed to harm, plural of number needed to harm. Numbers racket, synonym of numbers game. Numbers rackets, plural of numbers racket. Numbers station, a shortwave radio station characterized by unusual broadcasts, often of artificially generated voices reciting streams of numbers, words, etc. supposedly of coded messages. Numbers stations, plural of numbers station. Numbers batching, of a car, especially a collector car, having original or matching components, matching its factory specifications. Number sum, characterized by great number, numerous. Number taker, a person employed to note down numbers, in particular on railways where fleet numbers of wagons were recorded. Number takers, plural of number taker. Number wang, a situation involving a bewildering succession of numbers. Number wang, an 88 butterfly. Number work, mathematical work done with numbers. Numbery, good with numbers, mathematically inclined. Nom-s, superlative form of nom, most nom. Num. Third person singular simple present indicative of num. Numbush. An electric ray of the family Narcinidae, capable of delivering numbing shocks. Numbushes. Plural of numfish. Num. Synonym of numbskull dunce, stupid person. Numads. Plural of numhead. Numbing. Present participle and gerund of num. Numbing out. Present participle and gerund of numb out. Numbingly. In a way, or to an extent that numbs. Numbish. Somewhat numb. Numballs. The entrails of a deer or other animal used for food. Numbing. In a numb manner, without feeling. Numbness. Absent or reduced sensitivity to cutaneous stimulation. Numbness. Plural of numbness. Numb. Synonym of numbness. Numbnuts. A slow-witted, unresponsive, or inept person, usually male. Numbnuts is plural of numbnuts. Number. Obsolete spelling of number. Numbers. Plural of number. Numerous. Alternative form of numberous. Num. Third person singular simple present indicative of num. Numbed out. Third person singular simple present indicative of num out. Numbskull. Alternative spelling of numbskull. Numbskull. Stupid. Numbskullness. The quality of being numbskulled, foolishness, idiocy. Numbskullery. The behavior of a numbskull, foolishness, stupidity. Numbskulls. Plural of numbskull. Number. A fool, a stupid person. Numbwets. Plural of numbwet. Numby. Someone non. Nunchuck. Synonym of nunchaku. Nunchucks. Plural of nunchuck. Nanda. Alternative form of numda. Nanda. An Indian rug or mat made with chain stitch. Namdas. Plural of numda. Namdas. Plural of namda. Nuam. A divinity, especially a local or presiding god. Dominion. Of pertaining to or characteristic of Numenius of Apamia, a Neo-Pythagorean philosopher of the 2nd century CE. Numenians. Plural of numenian. Numerability. The quality of being numerable. Numerable. Able to be counted, countable. Numerableness. The quality of being numerable. Numerably. In a way that allows numbering countably. Numeracies. Plural of numeracy. Numeracy. The quality of numerical skill. Numeraire. Alternative spelling of numeraire. Numeraire. A basic standard by which values are measured. Numeraires. Plural of numeraire. Numeraires. Plural of numeraire. Numeral. A symbol that is not a word and represents a number, such as the Arabic numerals 1, 2, 3, or the Roman numerals I, V, X, L. Numeral system. A writing system for expressing numbers, a mathematical notation for representing numbers of a given set, using digits or other symbols in a consistent manner. Numeral systems. Plural of numeral system. Numeral. Having a numeral or numerals. Numerally. According to number, in number, numerically. Numerals. Plural of numeral. Numeraries. Plural of numerary. Numerary. Relating to numbers or numbering. Numerary adjunct. Synonym of measure word. Numerary adjuncts. Plural of numerary adjunct. Numerate. To count. Numerated. Simple past and past participle of numerate. Numerately. In a numerate manner. Numerates. Third person singular simple present indicative of numerate. Numerating. Present participle and gerund of numerate. Numeration. The act of counting or numbering. Enumeration. Numerations. Plural of numeration.
Here we go.
Numerative. Of or pertaining to numeration. Numerator. The number or expression written above the line in a fraction such as 1 in a. Numerators. Plural of numerator. Numeric. Of or relating to numbers, especially the characters 0 to 9. Numeric complement. The number obtained by changing the numeric sign of a number. This may or may not be the 2's complement, depending on the way numbers are stored. Numeric complements. Plural of numeric complement. Numeric keypad. The square, palm-sized section of a computer keyboard, usually on the far right side, with keys for the digits and arithmetic operations, providing calculator-style efficiency for entering numbers. Numeric keypads. Plural of numeric keypad. Numeric promotion. The conversion of a numeric data type into one that can hold more information. For example, the conversion of a long into a double. Numeric promotions. Plural of numeric promotion. Numerical. Of or pertaining to numbers. Numerical adjective. A number used as an adjective, either a cardinal adjective such as 1 or an ordinal adjective such as third. Numerical adjectives. Plural of numerical adjective. Numerical analysis. The study of algorithms to solve mathematical problems concerning continuous sets of values such as the real numbers, complex numbers, or vector spaces. Numerical control. The automated control of machine tools by means of numbers corresponding to motion inputs. Numerical integration. The study of numerical analysis algorithms to obtain approximate values of definite integrals.
Invincible.
Numerical integrations. Plural of numerical integration. Numerical linear algebra. The study of numerical analysis algorithms to solve mathematical problems in the field of linear algebra. Numerical noun. A type of noun in Scottish Gaelic used as a numeral, only applied to persons. They exist for the numbers 1-10 only. Numerical nouns. Plural of numerical noun. Numerical taxonomist. A scientist who uses or promotes numerical taxonomy. Numerical taxonomists. Plural of numerical taxonomists. Numerical taxonomy. A form of taxonomy, or biological classification, that attempts to group organisms by means of numerical algorithms such as cluster analysis rather than by subjective evaluation of their properties. Numericalization. Quantification or representation with numbers. Numericalizations. Plural of numericalization. Numericalize. To quantify or represent with numbers. Numericalize. Simple past and past participle of numericalize. Numericalizes. Third person singular simple present indicative of numericalize. Numericalizing. Present participle and gerund of numericalize. Numerically. In a numerical manner. Numericalness. The state or quality of being numerical. Numericize. Alternative form of numericize. Numericized. Simple past and past participle of numericize. Numericizing. Present participle and gerund of numericize. Numericist. A mathematician whose speciality is numerical methods. Numericists. Plural of numericists. Numericity. The quality of being numeric. Numericize. To represent using numbers. To digitize. Numericize. Simple past and past participle of numericize. Numericizes. Third person singular simple present indicative of numericize. Numericizing. Present participle and gerund of numericize. Numeric lateral. Relating to numericlature. Numericlature. A system of nomenclature based on numbers. Numerics. The field of numerically controlled engineering. Numerist. Someone who deals in or is skilled with numbers. Numerists. Plural of numerists. Numerization. The creation of a one-to-one relationship with the integers. Numerolog. The name of a numeric amount. Numerologs. Plural of numerolog. Numa. The sign numa. Numo sign. A sign that serves as an abbreviation of the word number. It comprises a capital letter N with a lowercase letter o, the latter typically superscript and sometimes underlined. Examples of numo signs include no, numo, and no. Numo signs. Plural of numo sign. Numo symbol. A numo sign. Numo symbols. Plural of numo symbol. Numo uno. The most important of a group. Numo unos. Plural of numo uno. Numa. The combining form of number. Numerolatry. Worship of numbers. Numerolinguistic. Of or pertaining to numbers and language. Numerological. Of, pertaining to, or based on numerology. Numerologically. By means of, or in relation to, numerology. Numerologies. Plural of numerology. Numerologist. A practitioner of numerology. Numerologists. Plural of numerologists. Numerology. The study of the purported mystical relationship between numbers or the letters of words represented by numbers and the character or action of physical objects and living beings. Numeromancy. Divination using numbers, numerology. Numeromantic. Of or pertaining to numeromancy. Numeron. A hypothetical non-verbal cognitive representation of a numeric amount. Numerons. Plural of numeron. Numeronym. A number-based word. Numeronyms. Plural of numeronym. Numerophile. Someone who loves numbers. Numerophiles. Plural of numerophile. Numerophilia. The love of numbers. Numerophilic. Affected by numerophilia, having a love for numbers. Numerophobe. Someone who hates or is afraid of numbers. Numerophobes. Plural of numerophobe. Numerophobia. The hatred or fear of numbers. Numerophobic, affected by numerophobia, having a hatred or fear or numbers. Numeros,
Here we go.
obsolete form of numerous. Numerosities, plural of numerosity. Numerosity, the condition of being numerous. Numerous, an indefinite large number of. Numerously, in a numerous manner, in great numbers. Numerousness, the state or quality of being numerous. Numerousness is plural of numerousness. Or alternative form of number. Number, one of the Schouten Islands of Papua Province, northeastern Indonesia. Nubik, of or relating to a branch of the Udo-Aztecan language family, including 7 languages spoken by Native Americans traditionally living in the Great Basin, Colorado River Basin, and southern Great Plains. Numidia, a historical region and ancient Berber kingdom located in North Africa, initially situated in modern Algeria but later expanding into Tunisia and Libya. Numidian, of or pertaining to Numidia or its inhabitants. Numidian crane, a bird, the demoiselle. Numidian cranes, plural of Numidian crane. Numidians, plural of Numidian. Any member of the Numididae, a guinea fowl. Numidettes, plural of Numidid. Numida, plural of Numen. Numinal, the wine. Numenba horse sickness, Crofton weed poisoning in horses, leading to pulmonary toxicosis. Numinosity, plural of numinosity. Numinosity, quality of being numinous. Numinous, of or relating to a numen divinity, indicating the presence of a divinity. Numinously, in a numinous manner. Numinousness, the state or quality of being numinous. Numisma, in modern usage, money or currency, rarely coinage, especially as a means to control a monetary system. A as coinage can mean a monetary system. Numismat, synonym of numismatus. Numismata, plural of numisma. Numismatic, of or pertaining to currency, especially to coins. Numismatic value, the value of a coin as determined by a collector as opposed to the face or bullion value. Numismatic values, plural of numismatic value. Numismatical, alternative form of numismatic. Numismatically, in terms of coins or currency. Numismatician, one who studies and or collects coins and or currencies. Numismaticians, plural of numismatician. Numismatics, the study of coins, tokens, metals, and paper money. Numismatus, one who studies and or collects coins and or currencies. Numismatists, plural of numismatus. Numismatography, the systematic description of coins and metals. Numismatologist, one versed in numismatics. Numismatologists, plural of numismatologists. Numismatology, numismatics. Numismats, plural of numismat. Alternative form of Koralhanba. Namhina, a surname from Hopi. Numeri, of or pertaining to coins or money. Namat, a light meal. Namats, plural of namat. Navin, plural of namas. Nave. Comparative form of nami, more nummy. Nottest, superlative. The form of nami, most nummy. Namaform, coin-shaped. Na, alternative form of namda. Navads, plural of namai. Namular, of or relating to coins or money. Namulary, alternative form of namular. Numulated, resembling coins. Numulation, the arrangement of the red blood corpuscles in rouleau-like piles of coins, as when a drop of human blood is examined under the microscope. Numulations, plural of numulation. Numuliform, coin-shaped, numiform. Numulin, relating to numulites. Numulins, plural of numulin. Numuli, a protozoan from a tertiary period known only as fossils. Numulites, plural of numulite. Numulitic, pertaining to or consisting of numulites, especially as designating a type of Eocene limestone formation. Numulitic, any foraminifer in the family Numulitidae. Numulitids, plural of numulitid. Numas, any of a range of low-value copper coins issued by the Roman and Byzantine empires during late antiquity. Nawe, dewijas. Noah, alternative form of nama. Noah, a pad, often of sheepskin placed under a horse's saddle, a saddle blanket. Namas, plural of nama. Namas, plural of nama. Now, alternative form of nums. Number, abbreviation of numeric keypad. Numbers, a full blockhead. Numsas, plural of nums. Numthi, alternative form of numpty. Numpties, plural of numpty. Numpty, an idiot, dolt, or fool. Numptish, like a numpty, somewhat foolish. Num, plural of num. Numskull, a dunce, mentally dull or stupid person. Numbskull, alternative form of numbskull. Numbskullness, alternative form of numbskullness. Numbskullery, stupidity. Numbspells, plural of numbskull. The language of the northern people. Numa, alternative form of numda. Numads, plural of numa. No. The Comanche, a male given name from Hebrew. Alternative form of Nun, the 14th letter of many Semitic alphabets or abjads. Nun boy, a boy somewhat in the form of a double cone. Nun boy. Plural of Nun boy. Nun Monken, a village and civil parish in North Yorkshire, England, previously in Harrogate District OS Grid Ref SE 5057. Nun Moth, the black arched moth. Nun Moths, plural of Nun Moth. None of the visitation, synonym of visitandi. Nun's butter, a mixture of butter with sugar, wine, and nutmeg. Nun's fart, a small chew pastry eaten during carnival season in France, especially Alsace and Belgium. Nun's puff, Synonym of nun's fart, type of chew pastry. Nun's veiling. A soft, thin woolen cloth used for women's veils and dresses. Nun's veilings. Plural of nun's veiling. Nun color. Synonym of pied, having two or more colors. Nunlike. Alternative form of nunlike. The abbreviation of Nunavut, a territory of Canada. Nunavut. Synonym of Columbia supercontinent. Nunamaker. A surname. Nunamakers. Plural of Nunamaker. Nina. A member of a semi-nomadic inland people of northern and northwestern Alaska. Ninat. Plural of Menamiak. Nanan. A surname from Irish. Nanan. Plural. Of Nanan. Naunat. Plural of Nuna. Nunatak. A mountain top or rocky element of a ridge that is surrounded by glacial ice but is not covered by ice, a peak protruding from the surface ice sheet. Nunataker. Plural of Nunatak. Nunataks. Plural of Nunatak. Nunatak. Alternative form of Nunatak. Nunataks. Plural of Nunatak. Nunate. To add nunation to a word. Nunator. Simple past and past participle of nunning. Nunates. Third person singular simple present indicative of nunning. Nunating. Present participle and gerund of nunate. Nunation. The use of a suffix sen signifying a lack of syntactical definiteness of the noun or adjective in standard Arabic. It is written as a diacritic over the final letter. Nunations. Plural of nunation. Nunaseba. A region in northeastern Labrador and Quebec claimed by the Inuit. Nunatuk Havai, an unrecognized Inuit territory in Labrador inhabited by the Inuit Medes or Labrador Medes, which encompasses southern Labrador from the Grand River south to Lodge Bay and west to the extent of the official border between Quebec and Labrador. Nunavut, the northern third of the province of Quebec, Canada. Nunanak, a person from Nunavut. Nunanak, a person from Nunavut. Nunavut, plural of Nunavamiak. Nunavut, a territory in northern Canada. Capital, Iqaluit. Nunavut territory, synonym of Nunavut. Nunbergen, of or relating to Jeffrey Nunberg, born 1945, American linguist known for his work on lexical semantics. Nunbird, any bird in either the genus Manasa or the genus Taploptilla. Nunbirds, plural of Nunbird. Nunburnome, a village and civil parish served by Nunburnham with Kilwick Percy Parish Council in the East Riding of Yorkshire, England. OS Grid Ref SC 8548. Nug, ellipsis of Nunc Dimittis. Nunc Dimittis, a canticle from a text in the second chapter of Luke in the Bible, often used as the final song in a religious service. Nunc pro tunc, performed so as to have the same legal force and effect as if it had been performed at an earlier time. Nunc stands, eternal existence as an attribute of God. Nunc Haiti, archaic form of Nankatai. Nunkades, plural of Nunkadi. Nunchaku, a weapon originating from Okinawa, Japan, consisting of two sticks joined by a chain or cord. Nunchakus, plural of nunchaku. Nunchum, a drink or light snack taken in the afternoon, a refreshment between meals. Nunchins, plural of nunchin. Nunchai, in Korea, the ability to gauge other people's moods seen as important in interpersonal relationships. Nunchim, obsolete form of nunchin. Nunchins, plural of nunchin. Nunchuk, alternative form of nunchaku. Nunchucks, plural of nunchuck. Nunchuk, alternative form of nunchaku. Nunchucks, plural of nunchuck. Nunchal, of or pertaining to a nuncio. Nunce, one who announces, a messenger or nuncio. Nunciates, plural of nunciate. Nunciature, the status or rank of a nuncio. Nunciatures, plural of nunciature. Nuncia, plural of nuncius. Nuncio, a surname. Nuncios, plural of nuncio. Nuncioship, the role or status of nuncio. Nuncioships, plural of nuncioship. Nunges and nuntheas. Nungdo, ungdo, nungold, simple past and past participle of nuncle. Nungols, plural of nuncle. Nutler, present participle and gerund of nuncle. Nurs, plural of nunc. Nuncupate, to dedicate. Nuncupated, simple past and past participle of nuncupate. Nuncupates, third person singular simple present indicative of nuncupate. Nuncupating, present participle and gerund of nuncupate. Nuncupation, the act of nuncupating. Nuncupations, plural of nuncupation. Nuncupative, oral, not written. Nuncupative will, a will or testament made by word of mouth only, before witnesses, as by a soldier or seaman, and depending on oral testimony for proof. Nuncupatively, in a nuncupative manner. Nuncupatory, nuncupative, oral rather than written. Nunda, a number of places in the United States. Nundinal, of or pertaining to a nundine. Nundinal letter, one of the first 8 letters of the alphabet, repeated successively from the first to the last day of the year. One of these always corresponded to the market day, which occurred every 8 days. Nundinal letters, plural of nundinal letter. Nundinal, plural of nundinal. Nundinary, nundinal. Nundination, traffic at fairs, buying and selling. Nundinations, plural of nundination. Nunna, any recurring 8-day period, an 8-day week. Nunnin, plural of nundin. Nunnin, a town in Warwickshire, England. Nuneaton and Bedworth, a local government district with borough status in Warwickshire, England, formed in 1974 with its headquarters in Nuneaton. Nunningham Courtenay, a village and civil parish in South Oxfordshire district, Oxfordshire, England. OS Grid Ref SU 5599. Nunnimaker, a surname. Nunnimakers, plural of Nunnimaker. Nut, new. Nunez, a surname from Spanish. Namga, one of the Australian Aboriginal people of southern South Australia, particularly those of Ngarrindjeri, Kaurna, and Narrabri ancestry. Nundali, a Jamanjundan Australian Aboriginal language spoken in the Fitzroy River and Kununurra area of Northern Australia. Numbire, a surname. Numbires, plural of Nundire.
Invincible.
Numberin, a town in the Wheatbelt region, Western Australia. Nandes, plural of Nunda. Nundubuyu, a Nundibayuan Australian Aboriginal language spoken in Numbulwar and East Arnhem Land in the Northern Territory. Nundibayuan, a non-Pominunian Australian Aboriginal language family of East Arnhem Land, of which Nundibuyu is the sole member. Nuntholema, an ancient Meitei goddess, the adopted daughter of Kupelu and Kunu, and the consort of Loyalakba. Nunna, a suburban area of London, in the borough of Southwark, Greater London, England. OSGrid Ref TQ 3575. Nunhood, the status or condition of being a nun. Nunhood, plural of nunhood. Nonaka, a town in western Michigan 10 miles east of Muskegon. Nonai, night, good night. Nunavak, a permafrost-covered volcanic island about 30 miles 48 km offshore from the delta of the Yukon and Kuskokwim rivers in the U.S. state of Alaska. Nanya, alternative form of Nanya. Namza, alternative form of Nanya. Numbi, a star, Sigma Sagittarii. Numbis, plural of Nunki. Numbi, synonym of unkai. Nunless, without a nun or nuns. Nunless, any of several species of puffbirds in the genus Nanula. Nunlets, plural of Nunlet. Nonlai, a surname from Old English. Nonlais, plural of Nonley. Nonlai, resembling or characteristic of a nun.
Here we go.
Nonlai, like a nun. Nunlai. No, a surname. Nonlai. A surname from Irish. Nonales, plural of Nonali. Manari, a surname from Italian. Nanaris, plural of Nanari. Nalation, alternative spelling of Nanation. Nanations, plural of Nanation. Nanai, a surname. Nanai, a surname from Irish. Nanais, plural of Nanelli. Nonaries, plural of nunnery. Nunnery, a surname. Nunneries, plural of nunnery. Nunnan, a village and civil parish in Somerset, England, previously in Mendip District. OSGrid Ref SD 7345. Not plural of Nani. Nunnington, a village and civil parish in North Yorkshire, England, previously in Rydale District. OSGrid Ref SC 6679. Navish, of, pertaining to, or resembling a nun. Nunnishite, in a nunnish manner. Nunnishness, the quality of being nunnish. Nund, a surname. Nunni, alternative form of ninny. Nunny bag, a rucksack, especially one made from sealskin. Nunny bags, plural of nunny bag. Nunniger, a settlement and civil parish in Northumberland, England. OSGrid Ref NZ 0892. Naniwach, Fasa Mas, Munyoa, a commune in northeastern Santiago, Chile. Nanris, plural of nunnery. Malmary, obsolete form of nunnery. Mound, plural of nun. Noun, plural of none. Nuns of the Visitation, plural of none of the Visitation. Nuns Island, an island of Hochelaga Archipelago, St. Lawrence River, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, coterminous with the suburb Nuns Island, located offshore to the south from Verdun Borough, Montreal Island. Nuncher, the position or role of a nun. Nunsby, a village in Gelderland, Netherlands. Exploitation, a genre of exploitation film focusing on Christian nuns. Nunti, alternative spelling of Nanty. Nuntor, an outer suburb and civil parish in Middlesbrough Borough, North Yorkshire, England. The suburb extends into Redcar and Cleveland OS Gridref NZ 5315. Adak, plural of nunti. Yes. Nabdas, a messenger. Nabik, alternative spelling of Nanty. Oh, a true bug or a similar other bug. Nanamyan, a municipality of Lanao del Norte, Philippines. Names, plural of Nunu. Nanes stone, a type of ancient Sumerian carved oval or ovoid ornamental stone. Nanes stone,
Here we go.
plural of Nanes stone. Namya, contraction of none of your. Most commonly used as a replacement for none of and none of your business. Nunziato, a surname from Italian. Nunziatos, plural of nunziato. Nuo, folk ritual practices found in parts in China, revolving around the worship of gods represented by wooden masks and idols. Nuoc mam, a fish sauce used in Vietnamese cookery. Nuoc mams, plural of Nuoc mam. Nuoc mam, alternative form of Nuoc mam. Noocyte, a cell associated with the immunospans. Noocytes, plural of noocyte. Newer, abbreviation of Newars. Newars, the dialect of Sardinian spoken in the province of Nuoro. Nuoro, a province of Sardinia, Italy. Nuazu, a Lalish language, considered the prestige language of the people primarily spoken in Sichuan, China. Nuova Cucina, Italian cuisine under the Nouvelle Cuisine philosophy. No. An ethnic group native to the middle belt of Nigeria. Wikipedia, an expert-written, free content online encyclopedia operating from 2000 to 2003, parent project of Wikipedia. Nooper game, Simcha game. Nalpharamine, any of a group of sesquiterpenoid piperidine alkaloids found in Nupher japonica and Castoreum. Nalpharamines, plural of nepharamine. Nupherin, a particular illegitimate. No blacks, an industrial complex that operates on nuclear power. Nuplexes, plural of nuplex. Nobody. Belonging to a branch of the Volsniger languages spoken in central Nigeria. Naprin, brand name for ibuprofen. Nupson, a simpleton, a fool. Nupsons, plural of Nupson. Nuptial, of or pertaining to wedding and marriage. Nuptial act, vaginal intercourse between a married couple. Nuptial acts, plural of nuptial act. Nuptial plumage, a conspicuous plumage worn by a usually male bird during mating season to attract mates. Nuptial stone, synonym of marriage stone. Nuptialities, plural of nuptiality. Nuptiality, the state of being married. Nuptialize, to marry. Nuptialize, simple past and past participle of nuptialize. Nuptializes, third person singular simple present indicative of nuptialize. Nuptializing, present participle and gerund of nuptialize. Nuptially, in terms of marriage. Nuptials, a wedding ceremony. Nuptial, misspelling of nuptial. Misspelling of nuptiality, terms of marriage. Nuptials, a wedding ceremony. Nuptial, misspelling of nuptial. Nuptiality, misspelling of nuptiality. Nuptials, misspelling of nuptials. Newbur, an aglet. Newburs, plural of newbur. Nutta, a diacritic used in the Devanagari, Gurmukhi, and other Indian scripts for sounds not present in the original scripts, including sounds borrowed from Arabic, Persian, and English. Natas, plural of nukta. Oh. The nape of the neck. Note, plural of nu. Ner, a township in Kira, Hotan Prefecture, Xinjiang Autonomous Region, China. Nur Sultan, former name of Astana, the capital city of Kazakhstan, used from 2019 to 2022. Nerag, a dry stone round megalithic tower found in Sardinia. Neragas, plural of Nirag. Niragi, plural of Nirag. Nirage. Alternative form of Nuragic. Nuragic, of or relating to a civilization of Sardinia, which lasted from the Mediterranean Bronze Age until the 2nd century CE and built monuments of a type called Nurag. Narrative, acronym of non-uniform rational B-spline. Non-uniform rational basis spline, a mathematical model used in computer graphics for generating and representing curves and surfaces. Nurchin, synonym of Jurchin. Nurchins, plural of nurchin. Nerd, alternative spelling of nerd. Nerdle, to score runs by gently nudging the ball into vacant areas of the field. Nerdle, simple past and past participle of nerdle. Nerdals, plural of nerdle. Nerdle, present participle and gerund of nerdle. Nerds, plural of nerd. Nerdy, alternative spelling of nerdy. Nirana, a Japanese yakai which resembles a reptilian creature with the head of a woman and the body of a snake. Nuremberg, alternative form of Nuremberg. Nuremberg, a major city in Bavaria, Germany. Nuremberg Defense, alternative spelling of Nuremberg Defense. Nuremberg Defenses, plural of Nuremberg Defense. Nuremberg Defense, an explanation offered as an excuse for behaving in a criminal or wrongful manner, claiming that one acted in this way because one was ordered by others, particularly superiors, to do so. Nuremberg Defenses, plural of Nuremberg Defense. Nuremberg Violet, a violet pigment made from ammonia, manganese oxide, and phosphoric acid. Nurembergen, of, from, or relating to the city of Nuremberg in the state of Bavaria, Germany. Nurembergens, plural. Nuremberg, misspelling of Nuremberg. Nurianri, a yellow-furred landrace dog native to Korea, where it is often eaten. Nurev, a transliteration of the Russian surname Nureyev van Nureyev, notably borne by Rudolf Nurev. Nuravian, of or pertaining to Rudolf Nurev. Nur, abbreviation of nucleosome remodeling factor, one of several iswicantinin protein complexes that catalyze ATP-dependent nucleosome sliding and facilitate transcription of chromatin in vitro. Not and urine. Not had, plural of not had. Neri, a male given name from Arabic. Nurike, a Japanese logic puzzle with a rectangular grid of squares, some of them numbered. The solver is challenged to fill in a subset of squares under certain constraints such that each numbered square finally indicates the number of unfilled squares contiguous to it. Nuristan, a province of Afghanistan. Nuristani, any member of an ethnic group found mostly in the Nuristan, Lagman, and Kunar provinces of Afghanistan, now generally Muslim but having once had an Indo-Iranian polytheistic religion. Nuristanis, plural of Nuristani. Nur, alternative form of Nurk. Nurks, plural of Nurk. Narrow, alternative spelling of neural. Narrow, simple past and past participle of neural. Neurale, present participle and gerund of neural. Narrows, plural of neural. Narrows, a town and municipality of North Kalia, Finland. Nari, a surname from Finnish. Narmes, plural of Narmi. Nur, alternative form of Norn. Nuremberg, alternative form of Nuremberg, a major city in Bavaria, Germany. Nerne, synonym of agreeable piece of visual detail. Narnes, plural of Nerni. Nar, alternative form of Nar. Nars, plural of Nar. Nars, plural of Nar. Nursable, able to be nursed. Nurse, a surname. Nurse assistant, alternative form of nursing assistant. Nurse assistants, plural of nurse. Assistant. Nurse auxiliary, a person providing health care at a level junior to that of a nurse. Nurse log, a fallen tree which, as it decays, provides ecological facilitation to seedling. Nurse logs, plural of nurse log. Nurse merger, a phonemic merger occurring in most present accents of English where historic slash small cap ir slash letter to a tr tilde turn vr slash are pronounced identically. Nurse practitioner, a professional nursing designation recognized in some jurisdictions, denoting a person who is fully qualified as a nurse and who has additional qualifications and authorization to provide diagnoses and salon or treatments, including writing prescriptions. Nurse practitioners, plural of nurse practitioner. Nurse ratch, a sadistic, controlling woman, especially a nurse in a position of authority. Nurse ratches, plural of nurse ratch. Nurse shark, any of various bottom-dwelling sharks of the family Ginglamostomatidae that have two fleshy barbels hanging from the lower jaw. Nurse sharks, plural of nurse shark. Nurse's assistant, alternative form of nursing assistant. Nurse's assistants, plural of nurse's assistant. Nurses the word we use to refer to an individual person being addressed. Nurse assistant, alternative form of nursing assistant. Nurse assistants, plural of nurse assistant. Nursing, a demonstration in which women gather in public to breastfeed their children. Nursins, plural of nurse. Nurse practitioner, alternative form of nurse practitioner. Nurse practitioners, plural of nurse practitioner. Nursebot, a robot that carries out nursing. Nursebots, plural of nursebot. Nursed, simple past and past participle of nurse. Nursedom, the world or sphere of nurses. Nurse girl, a young woman employed to look after a baby or young child. Nurse girls, plural of nurse girl. Nurse owl, Silurianus stellaris, a species of catchark. Nurse hounds, plural of nurse hound. Nurseless, without a nurse. Nurse-like, resembling or characteristic of a nurse. Nursling, alternative spelling of nursling. Nurslings, plural of nursling. Nursely, synonym of nurse-like. Nursebay, a woman or girl employed to care for children. Nursemaid, simple past and past participle of nursemaid. Nursemaid, present participle and gerund of nursemaid. Nursemaids, plural of nursemaid. Nurseman, a man employed to care for children. Nurseman, plural of nurseman. Nursepond, a pond where fish are fed. Nurseponds, plural of nursepond. Nurser, one who nurses. A nurse, one who cherishes or encourages growth. Nurseries, plural of nursery. Nursers, plural of nurser. Nursery, a place where nursing, breastfeeding, or the raising of children is carried on. Nursery cannon, a carom shot involving balls that are very close together. Nursery cannons, plural of nursery cannon. Nursery finance, the lending of money to profitable private companies that intend on going public in the near future. Nursery nurse, someone trained to care for small children, nanny. Nursery nurses, plural of nursery nurse. Nursery pudding, bread and butter pudding. Nursery puddings, plural of nursery pudding. Nursery rhyme, a short poem or song for children, mostly anonymous or handed down by folklore. Nursery rhymes, plural of nursery rhyme. Nursery school, an educational institution for small children normally around 3 to 5 years old who not yet have begun primary school. Nursery schools, plural of nursery school. Nursery slope, a relatively undemanding slope for novices. Nursery slopes, plural of nursery slope. Nursery web spider, any spider from the family Passorti that builds a tent in which the eggs are hatched. Nursery web spiders, plural of nursery web spider. Nursery down. The world or sphere of the nursery. Nursery fish. Any of the fish in the family Curtidae that carry their egg clusters on hooks protruding from the foreheads of the males. Nursery fishes. Plural of nursery fish. Nurseryful. Enough to fill a nursery. Nurseryfuls. Plural of nurseryful. Nurserymaid. Nursemaid. Nurserymaids. Plural of nurserymaid. Nurseryman. A person who rears and sells plants in a nursery. Nurseryman. Plural of nurseryman. Nurserypopple. Plural of nurseryperson. Nurseryperson. A nurseryman or nurserywoman. Nurserypersons. Plural of nurseryperson. Nurseryware. Decorated china intended for a children's nursery. Nurserywoman. The female equivalent of a nurseryman. Nurserywomen. Plural of nurserywoman. Nurses. Plural of nurse. Nurse's assistant. Alternative form of nursing assistant. Nursed. Second person singular simple present indicative of nurse. Nurse-tender. A nurse who looks after people who are unwell. Nurse-tenders. Plural of nurse-tender. Nurse. Third person singular simple present indicative of nurse. Nursewear. Clothing to be worn by nurses. Nursey. Alternative form of nursey. Nurses. Plural of nursey. Nursing. Misspelling of nursing. Nursey. Nurse. Nurses. Plural of nursey. Nursing. Pronunciation spelling of nursing. Nursing. In the state of suckling young, lactating. Nursing assistant. A healthcare professional who provides basic patient care under the supervision of a registered nurse or licensed practical nurse. Nursing assistants. Plural of nursing assistant. Nursing bottle. Feeding bottle. Nursing bottles. Plural of nursing bottle. Nursing bra. A bra specifically designed for breastfeeding mothers, with cups which fold down, allowing easy access to the nipple when the infant is to be fed, usually constructed of fabric only. Nursing bras. Plural of nursing bra. Nursing chair. A kind of comfortable chair that was used for mothers to nurse their babies. Nursing chairs. Plural of nursing chair. Nursing father. Foster father. Nursing fathers. Plural of nursing father. Nursing home. A place of residence for people who require constant nursing care and have significant deficiencies with activities of daily living, such as the elderly and younger adults with physical disabilities. Nursing homes. Plural of nursing home. Nursing informatics. Informatics as applied to nursing, the application of information science and information technology to nursing science and practice. Nursing pad. A pad inserted in a bra to absorb milk from the breast when lactating. Nursing pads. Plural of nursing pad. Nursings. Plural of nursing. Nursing wear. Clothing to be worn for nursing. Nursel. To nurture, train, raise a person. Nursel. Simple past and past participle of nursel. Nursels. Third person singular simple present indicative of nursel. Nursling. A suburban village in Nursling and Ronems Parish, Test Valley District, Hampshire, England, just outside the city of Southampton, Westgrid Ref SU 3716. Nursling and Ronams, a civil parish in Test Valley District, Hampshire, England, that includes the named places. Nurslings, plural of nursling. Nursed, a surname. Nursel, alternative spelling of nursel. Nursel, simple past and past participle of nursel. Nurseling, present participle and gerund of nursel. Narcy, alternative spelling of nursey. Nurturable, able to be nurtured. Nurtural, relating to nurture. Nurturally, in terms of or by means of nurture. Nurturance, the provision of physical and emotional care. Nurturance is plural of nurturance. Nurtureth, that provides nourishment, nurturing. Nurturance, plural of nurturant. Nurture, the act of nourishing or nursing, tender care. Nurture, simple past and past participle of nurture. Nurtureless, without nurture. Nurturing, nurture, the act of nurturing. Nurturements, plural of nurturement. Nurturer, a person who nurtures someone or something. Nurturers, plural of nurturer. Nurtures, plural of nurture. Nurturist, second person singular simple present, indicative of nurture. Nurturer, third person singular simple present, indicative of nurture. Nurturing, present participle and gerund of nurture. Nurturist, one who ascribes things to nurture environment and experiences rather than nature predisposition at birth. Nurturists, plural of nurturists. Neru, a Japanese form of body-to-body massage in which the masseur and client are both nude and coated in a gel traditionally made from nori seaweed. Nera, a traditional Korean fermentation starter made from wheat, rice, and barley. Nirumji, a traditional Korean snack made from scorched rice. Na, initialism of National Union of Students. Not, plural of new. Nas movable. Plural of new movable. Nusach, the style of a prayer service. Nusachim, plural of nusach. Nusachs, plural of nusach. Noseri, alternative form of nuseri. Mazarian, alternative form of Nusarian. Nusaris, plural of Nusari. Notakin, Beta Coronii Borealis, a binary star in the constellation of Corona Borealis. Nusantara, an archipelago of Southeast Asia, Indonesian archipelago, the islands comprising the country of Indonesia or to the geographical groups which include its island. Nusantaran, of or relating to Nusantara. Nautas, initialism of National Union of South African Students. Noseben, a city in Mardin province in southeastern Turkey, the ancient Nisibis. Nusayri, a member of a prominent mystical religious group centered in Syria who follow a branch of the 12th school of Shia Islam. Nusayrian, of or relating to the Nusayris. Nusayris, plural of Nusayri. Nusayrism, a syncretic offshoot of Shiism whose adherents self-identify as Alawites. Nasbal, a surname, Nussbaums, plural of Nussbaum. Nusha, plural of Nusach. Noseni, a commune of Bistrit, Asad County, Romania. Usher, alternative spelling of Nushu. Ishu, a syllabic script which was used exclusively among the ethnic Yao women of Jiangnan, Hunan, China from the 9th century, used to write the Zayin and Tuhu dialect of Chinese, which mostly fell out of use during the 20th century. Nosinarisa, an investigational drug for the treatment of spinal muscular atrophy. Nuskuri, one of 3 forms of the Georgian alphabet. Nuskuri, a monumental script, is the second form of the Georgian alphabet, but it is no longer used for writing the language. Nasmir, a male given name from the Slavic languages. Pronunciation spelling of nurse. Nas procedure, a minimally invasive procedure for treating pectus excavatum, involving the insertion of 1 or more bars under the sternum through small incisions in the side of the chest, using a thoracoscope for guidance. Nas procedures, plural of Nuss procedure. Nussbaum, of or relating to Martha Nussbaum, born 1947, American philosopher and feminist. Nas, simple past and past participle of Nuss. Nasser, a surname from German. Naders, plural of Nasser. Nades, third person singular simple present indicative of Nuss. Nades, plural of Nasi. Nase, present participle and gerund of Nuss. Nase, the nose in reference to penetration by a test swab. New star, acronym of nuclear spectroscopic telescope array. Nusher, a municipality of Croatia. Na, to take care of fondly, to cherish, to nurse. Not simple past and past participle of nozzle. Nozzles, third person singular simple present indicative of nozzle. Nozzle, present participle and gerund of nozzle. A Lalish language spoken by the new people of China. Nuskuri, alternative form of Nuskuri. Navas, a surname. Not initialism of National Union of Teachers. Not the goddess who serves as the personification of the sky. Not art, a minor art movement during the late 1960s and early 1970s that was concerned with self-identification, sometimes involving the creation of a new persona through fantastical or mythical elements. Not of art, alternative lettercase form of nut art. Nut ball, alternative form of nut ball. Nut balls, plural of nut ball.
Here we go.
Nut bar, a confection containing nuts and sweeteners formed in a bar shape. Nut behind the bolt, the person using a firearm, the shooter. Nut bread, a type of bread containing chopped nuts. Nut breads, plural of nut bread. Nut butter, a spread made from some type of seed or nut, similar to peanut butter. Nut butters, plural of nut butter. Nut case, alternative form of nut case. Nut cases, plural of nut case. Nut clam, any of the family Nucleidae of small saltwater clams. Nut clams, plural of nut clam. Nut cutlet, a vegetarian patty made with nuts and other ingredients. Nut cutlet, plural of nut cutlet. Nut cutting, the exertion of maximum effort, for example, due to an approaching deadline or a looming competitive situation. Nut dash, alternative form of N dash. Nut driver, alternative form of nut driver. Nut drivers, plural of nut driver. Nut flush, the best possible flush available. Nut flushes, plural of nut flush. Nut full house, the best possible full house available. Nut head, alternative form of nut head. Nut heads, plural of nut head. Nut house, alternative form of nut house. Nut houses, plural of nut house. Nut hugger, alternative form of nut hugger. Nut huggers, men's swimming briefs. Tight-fitting jeans or similar, especially tight lower body garments. Nut job, someone who is crazy insane. Nut jobs, plural of nut job. Nut lettuce, a plant used in salads, lamb's lettuce or mash, Valerianella locusta. Nut loaf, a nut roast in the form of a loaf. Nut loaves, plural of nut loaf. Nut milk, a milk substitute made with nuts. Nut milks, plural of nut milk. Nut out, to find a solution for something, especially in a group discussion. Also to work out the finer details of something. Nut pine, any of the pine trees that bear pine nuts. Nut pines, plural of nut pine. Nut quad, synonym of N quad. Nut quads, plural of nut quad. Nut roast, a dish consisting of nuts, grains, vegetable oils, broth or butter, and seasonings, usually formed into a firm loaf shape. Nut rusks, plural of nut roasts. Nut roll, a pastry of yeast bread with one or more fillings, found in the United States and in Central European cuisines. Nut rolls, plural of nut roll. NUT space, a particular solution of the Einstein field equations associated with massive objects that have a gravitomagnetic charge. NUT spaces, plural of NUT space. Not straight, the best possible straight available which cannot be beaten by any other straight, though it can still be beaten by a better non-straight hand. Nut straights, plural of nut straight.
Here we go.
Nut tree, a tree that bears a crop of edible nuts on a regular basis. Nut trees, plural of nut tree. Nut up, to show courage and hide one's apprehension. Nut weevil, synonym of acorn weevil Curculio spp. Nut weevils, plural of nut weevil. Nut wrench, an instrument for fixing on nuts or removing them from screws. Nut wrenches, plural of nut wrench. Nut bar, crazy, mad. Nut bars, plural of nut bar. Nut brown, brown as a ripe and dried nut. Nut brown butter, brown butter. Nut case, alternative form of nutcase. Nut cases, plural of nut case. Nut got, roguish, mischievous. Nut cutting time, the optimal time to gather nuts before they are seized by other animals or buried in snow. Nut grass, alternative spelling of nutgrass. Nut grasses, plural of nut grass. Nut head, the outer portion of a nut as opposed to the threads inside. Nut heads, plural of nut head. Nut oak, alternative form of nut hook. Nut hooks, Plural of nut hook. Nut house. Alternative form of nut house. Nut houses. Plural of nut house. Nut job. Alternative form of nut job. Nut jobs. Plural of nut job. Nugget. Nodding, drooping. Notarian. One whose diet consists mainly of nuts. Notarianism. The practice of being a notarian, eating mainly nuts. Notarians. Plural of notarian. Nude. To rock or sway involuntarily. Nudita. Simple past and past participle of nutate. Nudates. Third person singular simple present indicative of nudate. Nudating. Present participle and gerund of nutate. Nutation. A bobbing motion that accompanies the precession of a spinning rigid body. Nutational. Related to nutation. Nutations. Plural of nutation. Nutator. A mechanical or electronic device for gyrating a feed horn, dipole, or radar about the axis of the reflector without changing its polarization. Nutators. Plural of nutator. Nutbag. An odd, eccentric, or insane person. Nutbaggery. Eccentricity, craziness. Nutbags. Plural of nutbag. Nutball. A crazy person. Nutballs. Crazy, insane, unhinged. Nutbar. Crazy, eccentric. Nutbars. Plural of nutbar. Nothing. Synonym of nut tree. Nutborough. A village in Chichester District, West Sussex, England. A Westgrid Refsu 7705. Nut bowl. A bowl specially used for nuts. Nut bowls. Plural of nut bowl. Nutbreaker. The nuthatch. Nutbreakers. Plural of nutbreaker. Nutbrown. Alternative form of nutbrown. Nutburger. A patty made from or containing nuts. A burger containing such a patty. Nutburgers. Plural of nutburger. Nutbush. Nutbush, TN, an unincorporated town in southwest Tennessee, about which Tina Turner wrote the 1973 song Nutbush City Limits. Nutbusting. Ball-busting sexual practice. Nutcake. A cake made with nuts. Nutcakes. Plural of nutcake. Nutgaze. An eccentric or odd person. Nutcases. Plural of nutcase. Nutcrack. To crack nuts for food. Nutcrack night. Halloween. Nutcracker. An implement for cracking nuts. Nutcracker phenomenon. Synonym of Nutcracker syndrome. Nutcracker syndrome. A disorder involving the compression of the left renal vein between the abdominal aorta and superior mesenteric artery or various similar conditions. Nutcrackers. Plural of nutcracker. Nutcracking. Present participle and gerund of nutcrack. Nut dryer. A hand tool for driving nuts and bolts, similar to a screwdriver but with a different tip, usually a hexagonal socket recess for driving fasteners with external hexagonal heads, suitable for low and medium nut drivers, plural of nut driver. A surname. Nutel. A sweet spread made from hazelnuts, sugar, vegetable oils, cocoa solids, and skimmed milk, generically called chocolate spread. Plural of newt. Nutfall. The falling of nuts from the plant on which they grow. Nutfalls. Plural of nutfall. Nut farm. An insane asylum. Nut farms. Plural of nut farm. Nutfield. A village and civil parish in Tanridge District, Surrey, England, OS Grid Ref TQ 3050. Nut gall. A kind of gall on a tree formed in response to damage or parasite with a nut-like shape. Nut galls. Plural of nut gall. Nut graph. The sentence or paragraph that summarizes a story. Nut graphs. Plural of nut graph. Nutgrass. Any perennial sedge of species Cyperus esculentus or Cyperus rotundus that has small edible nut-like tubers. Nutgrasses. Plural of nutgrass. Nut. A nose ring worn by Indian women. Nuthatch. Alternative form of nuthatch. Nuthanger. The nuthatch. Nuthaggers. Plural of nuthacker. Nuthags. Plural of nuthack. Nuthall. A village and civil parish in Broxtowe Borough, Nottinghamshire. England OS Grid Ref SK 5144. Nuthatch. Any of various small passerine birds from the genus Sida, found throughout the northern hemisphere and noted for their unusual proclivity for climbing down trees head first. Nuthatches. Plural of nuthatch. Nuthead. A silly or crazy person. Poop. Nutheads. Plural of nuthead. Nuther. Pronunciation spelling of nothing. Nuther. Pronunciation spelling of nothing. Naste. I dialect spelling of nothing. Now. Hook on a pole to pull down boughs for gathering nuts. Nutlooks. Plural of nut. Nut house. A hospital for the mentally ill. Nut houses. Plural of nut house. Nouse. Plural of nut. Nuther. Briefs or other type of undergarment designed with a minimal amount of fabric in the front center crotch pouch. 'Nuthers. Plural of Nuthugger. Nuthers. A village and civil parish in Horsham District, West Sussex, England, OS Grid Ref TQ 1926. Noodle. Less. Nutjob. Alternative spelling of nutjob. Nutjobber. A bird of family Sitidae, a nuthatch. Nutjobbers. Plural of nutjobber. Nutjobbery. The behavior of a nutjob. Lunacy or idiocy. Nutjobs. Plural of nutjob. Nodges. Simon. Notkins. A surname. Nutless. Without nuts the fruit. Nutha. A small nut. Nutlets. Plural of nutlet. Nutley. A village in Naresfield Parish, Wealdon District, East Sussex, England OS Grid Ref TQ 4000.
Invincible.
427. Nutlie. Resembling a nut. Nuttling. A small or juvenile nut, a nutlet. Nutlings. Plural of nuttling. Nutloaf. Alternative form of nutloaf. Nutloaves, plural of nutloaf. Nutly, of relating to or resembling a nut or nuts, nut-like. Nutmeal, meal made by the crushing or grinding of nuts. Nutmeals, plural of nutmeal. Nutmeal, the edible portion of a nut. Nutmates, plural of nutmeg. Nutmeg, an evergreen tree myristica fragrance cultivated in the East Indies for its spicy seeds. Nutmeg geranium, a type of geranium with a fragrance like nutmeg, belonging to the hybrid species Pelargonium times fragrans. Nutmeg geraniums, plural of nutmeg geranium. Nutmeg liver, a liver that looks speckled like a grated nutmeg kernel as a result of congestive hepatopathy. Nutmeg livers, plural of nutmeg liver. Nutmeg pigeon, synonym of Torresian imperial pigeon. Nutmeg pigeons, plural of nutmeg pigeon. Nutmeg psychosis, plural of nutmeg psychosis. Nutmeg psychosis, a transient mental health disorder caused by the ingestion of a significant quantity of nutmeg, characterized by such psychotic symptoms as disorientation, hallucinations, and hyperexcitation. Nutmeg state, nickname for Connecticut, a state of the United States. Nutmeg yew, certain of the trees and shrubs in the genus Torreya which are related to yew, but have fruits with large seeds that resemble nutmegs. Nutmeg yews, plural of nutmeg. Yew. Nutmeg, obsolete spelling of nutmeg. Nutmeg, simple past and past participle of nutmeg. Nutmegger, a person from Connecticut. Nutmeggers, plural of nutmegger. Nutmegging, present participle and gerund of nutmeg. Nutmegs, plural of nutmeg. Nutmeggy, resembling a nutmeg seed in taste or appearance. Nutmegs, plural of nutmeg. Nutbecker, the nuthatch. Nutpeckers, plural of nutpecker. Nutbeck, a sharp tool used for digging the edible portion out of a nut. Nutbeck, simple past and past participle of nutbeck. Nutbecker, one who gathers nuts from the plants they grow upon. Nutbeggers, plural of nutpicker. Nutpicking, the gathering of nuts from the plants they grow upon. Nutbecks, plural of nutbeck. Nutraceutical, alternative form of nutraceutical. Nutraceutical, a nutrient or food believed to have curative properties, a food used as a drug. Nutraceutically, by means of nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals, plural of nutraceutical. Nutraceutics, the pseudoscience of nutraceuticals. Naturaloaf, a bland food made from various ingredients mixed together and baked into a loaf, served to prisoners instead of normal meals as a disciplinary measure. New Trek, the films and television series in the Star Trek franchise from 2009 onward. The Koipu Mayorcaster Coipus. Nuvia, alternative form of Nutia. Nutia, plural of Nutriat. Nutrius, plural of Nutia. Muse, to supply with nutrients. Musade, simple past and past participle of nutriate. Mivates, third person singular simple present indicative of nutriate. Mutating, present participle and gerund of nutriate. Nutrication, feeding or nourishment. Nutraceutical, both nutritionally and pharmaceutically beneficial. Nutraceuticals, plural of nutraceutical. Nutritional, relating to a nurse. Nutricism, a form of symbiosis in which a fungus becomes the nurse and feeder of the other symbiont, as in Monotropa. Nutrigly, a zone within which nutrient levels decline rapidly with depth of water. Nutriglines. Plural of nutrigline. Nutricosmetic, a dietary supplement, food or beverage with additives that are marketed as having medical benefits that enhance appearance, especially skin, nails, and hair. Nutricosmetics, plural of nutricosmetic. Nutritor, a person whose force of argument derives from the notoriety or skill of some group or person they are associated with. Nutritors, plural of nutritor. Nutrient, a source of nourishment, such as food that can be metabolized by an organism to give energy and build tissue. Nutrient neutrality, the principle of ensuring that new developments or activities do not increase the levels of nutrient pollution, such as nitrogen and phosphorus, in nearby water bodies, particularly those sensitive to eutrophication. Nutrients, plural of nutrient. Nutripigenomic, relating to nutripigenomics. Nutripigenomics, the interaction of nutrition and epigenomics. Nutrification, the supply of nutrients. Nutrifications, plural of nutrification. Nutrify, simple past and past participle of nutrify. Nutrifies, third person singular simple present indicative of nutrify. Nutrify, to supply nutrients to. Nutrifying, present participle of nutrify. Nutrigenetic, relating to nutrigenetics. Nutrigenetics, a branch of nutritional genomics which aims to identify genetic susceptibility to diseases and genetic variation in the effects of nutrient intake on the genome. Nutrigenome, the collection of genes related to nutrition. Nutrigenomes, plural of nutrigenome. Nutrigenomic, relating to nutrigenomics. Nutrigenomics, the field of study that examines how the interaction between genetics and nutrition affects human health, specifically to devise a personalized diet to improve or maintain good health. Nutrikinetic, relating to nutrikinetics. Nutrikinetics, the application of pharmacokinetics to nutrition. Nutriment, a source of nourishment, food. Nutrimental, nutritious. Nutrimentive, related to or characteristic of nutrients or nourishment. Nutriments, plural of nutriment. Nutrimetabolomics, the metabolomics of nutrition. Mutiaceae, alternative form of nutricite. Mutiaceates, plural of nutriacite. Physiology, the study of nutrients and nutrition. Nutriphenomics, the study of the interactions between nutrition and a person's phenome. Nutriregulate, to undergo nutriregulation. Nutriregulated, simple past and past participle of nutriregulate. Nutriregulation, regulation by nutrients. Nutritarian, a person whose diet selection is based on the nutrient content of food. Nutritarianism, the practice of following a nutritarian diet. Nutritarians, plural of nutritarian. Nutritional, pertaining to or connected with nutrition, nutritional. Nutrition, the organic process by which an organism assimilates food and uses it for growth and maintenance. Nutritional, of, pertaining to, or providing nutrition. Nutritional yeast, a pale yellow preparation of the yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae, often used as a nutritional supplement and flavoring by vegetarians and vegans due to its high protein content and selection of B vitamins. Nutritional yeasts, plural of nutritional yeasts. Nutritionalists, alternative form of nutrition. Nutritionalists, plural of nutritionalists. Nutritionally, concerning nutrition. Nutritionism, a paradigm that assumes that it is the scientifically identified nutrients in foods that determine their value in the diet. Nutritionists, an expert or specialist in nutrition. Nutritionists, plural of nutritionists. Nutritionless, devoid of nutrition that does not nourish. Nutritions, plural of nutrition. Nutrition-wise, in terms of nutrition. Nutritious, providing nutrients, healthy to eat or drink. Nutritiously, in a way that provides nutrition. Nutritiousness, nourishment. Nutritive, of or pertaining to nutrition. Nutritively, concerning or in terms of nutrition. Nutritiveness, the quality of being nutritive. Nutritives, plural of nutritive. Nutritory, relating to nutrition. Nutriture, nutrition, nourishment. Nitrose, sodium caseinate. Nature, any of the genus Scleria of flowering plants in the sedge family, Cyperaceae. Nutrush, plural of nutrush. Nuts, initialism of nomenclature des unités territoriales statistiques, nomenclature of territorial units for statistics, or nomenclature of units for territorial statistics and EU classification system of geographical administrative areas for statistical purposes. Nuts, plural of nut. Nuts and bolts, the basic inner workings of something, the fundamentals, that which makes something operate. Nuts out, third person singular simple present indicative of nut out. Nuts to butts, closely one behind the other. Nuts up, third person singular simple present indicative of nut up. Nuts to butts, alternative form of nuts to butts. Nutsack, a bag in which nuts are carried or stored. Nutsacks, plural of nutsack. Nutsedge, any of certain species of invasive perennial sedge of the genus Cyperus that have edible, nut-like tubers. Nutsedges, plural of nutsedge. Nutsetter, a tool for driving nuts and bolts, similar to a nut driver but without a handle, whereas it is instead in the form of a bit that is chucked into a power tool or an indexable handle. Nutsetters, plural of nutsetter. Nutshell, the shell that surrounds the kernel of a nut. Nutshell, simple past and past participle of nutshell. Nutshelling, present participle and gerund of nutshell. Nutshells, plural of nutshell. Nutshell, to hit in the testicles. Nutshots, Third person singular simple present indicative of nutshot. Nutshotting. Present participle and gerund of nutshot. Nutsi. Comparative form of nutsi, more nutsy. Nuttiest. Superlative form of nutsy, most nutsy. Nutsiness. Nuttiness. Craziness. Nutso. Crazy, insane. Nutsoid. Alternative form of nutsoid. Nutsoids. Plural of nutsoid. Nutsos. Plural of nutso. Nutsucker. Term of abuse. Nutsuckers. Plural of nutsucker. Nazi. Crazy. Not a surname. Not all. I place name. Not all oak. Alternative form of not all's oak quercus taxana. Not all oaks. Plural of not all oak. Not all's oak. A large, fast-growing deciduous oak tree. Quercus taxana. Not Eliases. Aitsaosis. Not Elielid. Any of various ticks of the family Natalielidae. Not Elielids. Plural of not Elielid. Not alls. Plural of not all. Nutted. Simple past and past participle of not. Nutted out. Simple past and past participle of not out. Nutted ha. Simple past and past participle of not up. Nuther. A surname originating as an occupation. Notteries. Plural of notary. Nutters. Plural of nutter. Nuttery. An orchard where nuts are grown. Nutty. Comparative form of nutty. More nutty. Nuttier than squirrel poo. Very nutty, crazy. Nuttier than squirrel shit. Very nutty, crazy. Nuttis. Superlative form of nutty. Most nutty. Nothily. In a nutty way. Nothing. Pronunciation spelling of nothing. Nothing. Pronunciation spelling of nothing. Nuttiness. The quality or degree of having a nutty flavor or texture. Nuttinesses. Plural of nuttiness. Nutting. A surname. Nutting out. Present part. Participle and gerund of not out. Nutting truck. A flat cart with 4 wheels, one in the center or corner of each side, upon which trays of mail may be stacked for transport. Nutting trucks. Plural of nutting truck. Nutting up. Present participle and gerund of nut up. Nubbings. Plural of nutting. Nubbish. Resembling or characteristic of nuts. Nutten. A surname. Nuttons. Plural of nutten. Nuts. Plural of nut. Nut. Containing nuts. Nutty is a fruit cake. Alternative spelling of nutty as a fruit cake. Nutty is a fruit cake. Behaving in an eccentric, foolish, or kooky manner. Very nutty. Nutty Irishman. A drink of coffee made with Irish cream and hazelnut liqueur. Nutty Irishman. Plural of nutty Irishmen. Nutty slack. A cheap fuel consisting of slack, coal dust, and nuts, small lumps of coal. Unlike other solid fuels, it was not rationed during the period after World War II. Ludokas? traditional beak-nosed fur boot of the Sami people made from the skin from a reindeer's legs or sometimes head. Nude, a surname from Hopi. Natur, the wood of any nut-bearing tree. Natuds, plural of nutwood. Nutso, alternative form of nutso. Nutsai, crazy, insane. Nutsoids, plural of nutsoi. Nutsos, plural of nutso. Nuu-chah-nulth, a people indigenous to Vancouver Island in Western Canada. Oh, the capital city of Greenland. Neomite, a rare metamorphic rock that consists of jedrite and antiphyllite. Nav, abbreviation of near ultraviolet. Nuveamzi, a female given name from Hopi. Nuvenzepi, an antimuscarinic drug. Nuak, synonym of Point Barrow. Navuajata, the area on the eastern shore of Hudson Bay that is the location of the Navuajata Greenstone Belt, possibly the oldest known terrestrial rock formation, between 3.75 and 4.3 billion years old, possibly bearing traces of early life. Noah, the asteroid 150 Noah. Noah, a goddess who repaired heaven and created the earth. Nuwaubian, a member of the Nuwaubian Nation, a black supremacist religious movement originally based on Islam and later on ancient Egyptian and extraterrestrial themes. Nuwaubianism, the religious beliefs of the Nuwaubian Nation. Nuwaubians, plural of Nuwaubian.
Invincible.
No, initialism of Naval Undersea Warfare Center. Newer, a surname. Yoo-hoo, a revival of the Doctor Who universe, launched in 2005, after cancellation of the previous series in 1989. Nas, initialism of National Union of Women's Suffrage Societies. Nux vomica, a strychnine tree stretch. Nux vomica, an evergreen tree found in southeastern Asia. Naxal, a Salishan language spoken in the vicinity of the Canadian town of Bellacoola, known for long strings of obstruents without any intervening vowels, such as X, L stroke P symbol 313 X symbol 323 W, L stroke T, L stroke P, L stroke SKW C symbol 313 X, L bar P ejective, Chi W, L bar T aspirated, L bar P aspirated, L bar lengthen, SKW aspirated T symbol 361 S ejective. Naxalpan, the Naxal peoples collectively, composed of 4 tribes, the Kimsquit, the Talthio, the Stuic, and the Qualma. Naoigan, of or pertaining to New Yorkers of Puerto Rican descent. Naoigans, plural of Naoigan. I dialect, spelling of news. Nada, synonym of Jurchin. Naryan, alternative form of Nujin Jurchin. Nidans, plural of Nujin. Naryans, plural of Nujin. Nadi, synonym of Jurchin. Nojai, alternative form of Nayai Jurchin. Nui, an ancient Mesopotamian city southwest of the city of Arafa, modern Kirkuk, located near the Tigris River. Nolian, of or relating to the ancient Mesopotamian city of Nuzi. Nuthans, plural of Nuzian. Nalawai, a self-imposed challenge where the player can only catch the first wild Pokemon encountered in each area. and any document that faints cannot be used again. Nuzlocks, plural of Nuzlocke. Alternative form of Newsy ancient city. No though. A surname. Gnomes, plural of Newsum. No. Alternative form of Nuzzer present given to a superior. Nut, plural of Naza. Nother, a peasant given to a superior. Mother, plural of Nuzzer. Muti, a surname from Italian. Nuis, plural of Newsy. No, to push or thrust the nose or snout, face or muzzle or head or an object against or into something. No, simple past and past participle of nuzzle. Nuller, one who nuzzles. Nullers, plural of nuzzler. Nulls, third person singular simple